Pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword deposit at realradio921.com. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Guess what today is?
It's the first of the month.
It's the most best day of the month.
First of the month.
It must be the first of the month.
November 1st.
Is it November?
Yeah, November.
Man, where'd the time go?
I guess time flies when you're having fun.
Well, in that case, the next few hours are going to fly by.
Ready to get started?
Get ready, it's about to start. Turn it up. It's showtime.
Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse. The penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
Turn it up, Captain.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
All right, Halloween is over. If you can still give me a trick, and I'll give you a treat if you want. Good day to buy a costume is today because you'll get them a little bit less. We got a giveaway for you at 11:45. You got 13 chances to win $1,000. We had a winner last week. It is officially November 1st, so all guys have to grow a beard and join ZZ Top bands. So much going on a Wednesday. We're getting over the hump. Gobble, gobble, get ready. You'll hear that a lot this year, and we're going to bring back the Turkey Hotline only for you guys. Jimmy, good morning.
Hello, and good morning. What's happening on this hump day?
We're humping. Good morning, Francis.
Hi, good morning.
Nice. Well, this week's flying right on by, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems pretty quick. Well, you were out Monday, right?
I was like, hold on a second. It's not flying by for me.
Bingo.
Really?
No.
I think it is.
Is it? Well, I mean, we all don't have to feel the same. I'm not saying it's taken forever. It's just about average. Normal week.
These 4 hours always go fast. I mean, I always feel like they do. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio. First, put that in 47142, or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. How was your Halloween? Did you go out? Did you do anything? You let us know. Were you happy? Were you sad? Did you put on some costumes? What did you do? Franny, did you have a lot of trick-or-treaters?
We had a decent amount. I don't believe it was as busy as last year, and it took some time. So we were ready to go around like 6 o'clock, and my husband was in full-on Alf gear, so he had his whole outfit on, and he just wanted to sit in the chair.
That was awesome.
He wanted to sit in the chair very, very still. Mm-hmm. So when the kids came for candy, then he'd be like, oh, or like go grab them by their... And then we had this one spider that when you got close to it, it would jump out at you.
Oh, God. I was going to come to your house. Good
so
thing
we didn't go all out like we did last year, but we still wanted a little bit of that scare factor to scare the children. And so we sat out there at like 6 waiting, and it took some time. We really did it like 8 o'clock was prime. When it got dark was prime time. And it was funny because I was a little late last year because I was doing something for work. And my husband said, oh my God, we already got all these trick-or-treaters at like 6:30. And so I expected them. So I even Googled, I was like, what time do kids? And they said normally between 6 and 8 is
Sounds
right.
about right. Yeah.
But it wasn't. We got busier the later it was.
What was the under over? 42?
And by like 8, we probably had maybe like 60 kids.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. There was one point like they trickled, and one point at once there was like 20 kids at once that came up to our house, and so it was good. We scared some kids, which was our goal, and we scared some parents, which was even better. But it was a good Halloween. We wrapped it up like 8:15 because we didn't have dinner, and I was so we wrapped it up, went inside, and probably up until like 9:30 because we still had candy. We were like, all right, if they ring the doorbell, because we sat out on our driveway. And we provided beverages. We had beer and seltzer if any adults wanted any too. Yeah. And so, we were still about like until like 9:30.
So you guys were serving beer?
Still getting trick-or-treaters that came by, and we would go out there.
You serve beer?
We had a cooler.
To the adults?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We had a cooler, and we
Not
asked.
to the kids.
I know where I'm going next year.
Say, Jimmy, why weren't you there?
I mean, I was just like, I thought, because we did it last year too, and we had options. We had, Modelo, Miller Lite, and had some seltzers if anybody wanted. And so we offered when they would walk by. Our buddy Kyle came by as he did last year.
Awesome.
And he just got off of work too, so he was just like, yes. But yeah, so there was like somebody came by and accepted a beer from us, and we're like, they were like, we just did a tequila shot down the road. So there was other people offering tequila shots.
Great
wow, that's the party
right?
road.
I was like, that's cool. Where are they at? But overall, it was fun. A good Halloween. How about you? Anybody? Any trick or treaters in your new place, Jimmy?
New place and
not
one kid.
Wow.
Not one kid. We got a whole bowl and we got the good stuff too. We had Kit Kats, we had Reese's, we had the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not one kid.
Man, do you think it maybe because you didn't have any decorations up, or what do you think?
Not a lot of the houses on the road had decorations, so I don't know if it's a combination of that. I know there's at least a couple of kids in the neighborhood, so I was a little surprised. I figured we could at least get something in the new area there, but nothing. We had the light on too, so make sure that people the obviously the kind of international sign, to say that you're there. But no, nothing. I was surprised. I did see at one point some kids down the road, but I guess they never came our way. So.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of creepy if you're like, "Hey, kids,
well.
come over here. I got candy for you."
And the only reason why I saw this, I was just getting home from work, and I was walking up, and I saw them down there. I was like, "Oh, good, they're coming."
Yeah, and then they didn't.
Nothing.
Oh, hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be different next year.
Maybe that was it too. Maybe some people thought that 2 new houses. Maybe I don't know. I just
could be
lights on. That's a sign, right?
Yeah, should be.
They don't even. We turned our lights off because we didn't want to get bothered anymore. We're still getting people knocking on our door.
Well, you were giving out beer.
I know.
So a word got around fast. Alcohol.
Tonight you get people knocking on your door. Hey, got the trick or treat. You got any tequila?
Yeah, but it was a good time. How about you, G-Man? I know you didn't hang out at your apartment, but any Halloween festivities?
I was in my elevator, and there was one kid with his mom, so cute, like about 7 or 8, and you could tell he was down because, like, it's an apartment. What are you going to knock on doors? So so she was like, we're going to go to this neighborhood and down the street that her sister lived in.
Oh, so she was leaving. They were
to go to
a different area.
But he had his costume.
That's very common.
But you can see that he was like, he goes, I don't know why anybody doesn't trick or treat here, Mom.
I think it would be so easy, right? Like you have all these places in one condensed area, and you just hit up the different floors. I mean, you would think.
Do they frown upon it?
I don't even know, because I don't read anything from the building. Like or
work, whatever. Just life. Just life.
I gave the kid $3.
That joke wrote itself.
Yes, it did.
I gave the kid $3.
Oh, well, that was nice.
Yeah, a little bit. I go, here, I don't have any candy.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, thank your mom. And he goes, okay, thanks, Mom. And then they left.
Thank your mom?
Yeah, because she was hot.
I should have.
And if you're believing $3, I got a bridge to sell you.
Right.
I had 3 singles on me. I wasn't going to give him a 20. If it was at the end of the night, I might have given him a 20.
So she was super hot and you gave him a 50.
I would have paid the rent.
Here, give this check to your mom. It is the first of the month, or the end of the month.
Yeah, it's mortgage day is what it is. So our buddy Andrew, Kingpin of Promotion, who does everything when it comes to our giveaways and life and events. I mean, he's constantly working, but he was even saying that he had to hit the road pretty early because his neighborhood gets insane.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. I'm familiar with his neighborhood. He's out in Wellington, and they're big, beautiful houses. It's a massive neighborhood.
Yeah, it is.
And so he said
la-di-da. That's
I know.
where Andrew lives, huh?
So
no kidding.
I'm familiar with this development, but people prep because you have to buy a ton of candy because they get swamped with kids.
It seems like Wellington as a whole, they're very big into Halloween, and I mean, like you said, there's so many kids.
Yeah.
It's like in a little city,
young community, right? So
yes.
you got a lot of children.
And it is, well, even if you're familiar, because they do a great job during Christmas. And one day, Jimmy, on your way home, you should stop by, because it's right off of 95 and Donald Ross. It's this neighborhood called the Heights.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And so a lot of houses do it up. They have streets that will decorate Christmas together.
Okay.
Like they have a theme. But for Halloween, too, we have a few friends that live there, and they said the same thing. They said they got worked. They said by like 7:30, they were out of candy, and they were like, we got a lot of candy.
That's awesome.
Yep, and you see people were like Googling or going on social media best places to go, and the Heights was one of them.
I hope that's something that doesn't die out, like a lot of things.
Oh, I don't think it ever will.
No. For the kids. I mean, they get dressed, they get so excited.
I was surprised to read a couple of articles this year where it didn't seem to be as big of a hype, but I think when it all got down to it, you know, it really did, and it had probably about the same impact. Or
they said people spend a ton of money, more than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, on costumes,
even on their pets' costumes. What was that? $700 million on pet costumes that people spent. I get it.
It's always hard to go by the dollar amount too, especially recently with the way inflation is. I mean, just because people are spending more doesn't mean as many people are spending too. You know, just because of the fact that prices being higher.
Very true.
But it seemed like it getting the feedback from Franny, and your neighborhood seemed to be about normal.
Yeah, it did okay. I think a little lighter, but
so that's good to hear.
Yeah, but did okay. But if you're wondering if your kiddos, or maybe you ate all your kids' candy. I read before this article that it's about 3,500 to 7,000 calories that kids consume on Halloween.
That's a lot.
In candy. That's nuts. And of course, parents also eat more candy than usual on Halloween. And they said to burn off that candy, that 3 to 4 pounds of candies adults are eating during Halloween. That's so much candy. Researchers show that you need to do a lot. In fact, when we're talking about this, you should go outside and spend 12 hours walking to burn off that. 12 hours walking.
You're going to walk to Jacksonville? Wow, that's far.
If you're not one who likes to exercise, maybe just clean your house. 17 hours sweeping or vacuuming will help you. Yep. Because they say the Reese's peanut butter, those little pumpkins are so good. They said is one of the favorite candies. Has 85 calories in it, right? Not a whole lot, but we eat a lot of them.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Which an average 125-pound person would burn off doing about 30 minutes of weightlifting. They said, or other sports like that. But you just think like there are so many, and that adults who need to spend, as I mentioned, 720 minutes either walking, cycling, or dancing, 360 minutes, which would be 6 hours running or swimming, or, as I mentioned, 17 hours, which they do 1,008 minutes sweeping or vacuuming to burn off that much sweet stuff. So they revealed that there are some options when it comes to candy that you can actually eat. And I know some of the more healthier options, but I'm like, what? There's healthier options? But dentists were even saying, like, stick to stuff like the chocolates.
Okay.
And stay away from the really sticky candy. But then you might have saw this, Jimmy. There was a dentist who was saying, eat all your Halloween candy at once.
Do it all one time.
Do it all at once. Yep. It was actual advice from a dentist instead of like spreading it amongst, like a few days.
Like paying a credit card.
Yeah. Just take it down.
Did you read the article on it? Because I was kind of assuming that the idea was you have all that bad in your mouth, and then you can clean and brush and floss and get rid of it all one shot.
And that's
just one,
what it
right?
is, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she said that, eating all your candy at once is better for you, better for your teeth than having a few pieces a day for the next few weeks. So they recommend, or this person does, this dentist, Dr. Olivia Mason, to have your kids eat their entire haul. all at one time.
Yeah, go in
and
the
they're
corner.
like, yeah, what
Hang out.
parent's going to want to do that? Your kid's never going to sleep.
Yeah. Go in the corner, Junior.
Now, the dermatologist might have a different say in
True.
that.
Very, very true.
Jimmy, we have somebody on hold?
Yeah, we got Joe on the line. Hey, Joe, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, y'all, how was your Halloween?
It's pretty good.
Good, yeah.
How about yours?
Not bad. I had a friend that had my friend's birthday is on Halloween, so we took her out to dinner last night, so we didn't stay home and give out candy. So what I did was I put a couple bowls out by the front door and filled them up, and, man, when we came home, it was all still there. I don't think we had any kids last night.
Oh, that's
Wow.
In Palm Beach Gardens, too, man.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Did you have your lights were on and everything on the front porch?
Dude, we had lights, decorations, the whole deal.
Wow.
Huh.
That
I don't
sucks.
know what happened last night.
Yeah, that's
So I'm going to be exercising for probably the next month or so.
Oh, no.
for eating all that candy.
You're going to eat it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't as busy as last year, but we still had kids, so I'm surprised. And I'm in gardens too.
Yeah. Maybe next year I'll come trick or treat at your house.
All right, sounds good. I'll have beer for you.
Tequila, champagne,
Yeah.
stone crabs. We got it. They got it all.
All right, y'all later.
All right,
thanks,
take care.
Joe.
There
Take
was
care.
somebody across the street from us, and they had all their stuff decorated. They have little kids, maybe like 3 or 4. They were so cute. And a new baby. So they were taking them trick or treating, but they had, and I was like, that's really cool. They had it because they obviously weren't home to answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
They had a really cool dispenser that would only it made like spooky noises, but it would dispense like one candy at a time.
Oh, wow.
So, you know that kids aren't there like trying to
Double dip.
take handfuls of it. And they may have double dip, but it would take some time to double dip, right? So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So if you're not home, it was just instead of doing the bowl, because some kids would just put the whole thing in.
Oh, my God.
They just dispensed a candy at a time.
The kids will take more candy. People don't want to do it. They have the machines now. I mean, Halloween has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's different.
And I guess if you're in an area where you get a lot of kids, I mean, you got to kind of limit it. I get that. And I've never been in an area where there's been a ton. So even I'd have a big bowl of candy.
Yeah.
So we'd get, at the most of our old place, we'd get maybe the one year we got 15, 16 kids, something like that.
Okay.
So we used to give them handfuls,
us too.
because we had so much.
That's what we said. We said, when we go for one, we're like, take more. Yeah, we're
But-
like, take a handful, kids.
You got an area like yours or Andrew's, like you were talking about, you get 200 kids or something.
Oh, it's a lot.
It can be pricey.
Yes, it can.
It is the Penthouse. It is a Wednesday, the day after Halloween, so it is November 1st. So get ready for the turkey. That'll be here before you know it. We are giving away turkeys on the 21st. It's also, if you're a man, you're going to grow a beard, and it's cool.
We call that, is it a beard or is it a mustache?
I think it's both.
I thought it was Movember, right?
yeah,
Isn't it more for mustache? Or is it a beard?
I thought it was a beard.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, but I doubt it.
Because I thought that's why they put the M for a mustache. But it could be a beard, too.
Maybe. Well, if you want to grow anything.
Yeah, grow whatever you want.
Yeah.
I thought it was a mustache for November, for Movember. Yes.
Franny's probably right. I'm probably wrong. So I would go with her.
Yeah.
We're going to come back with a trifecta this day in history. And what have you said when you got pulled over? What was your go-to excuse? And I'll tell you what most Americans say. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It's
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
We had an accident earlier, northbound 95 just north of Lantana Road. No lanes blocked, and that should be getting cleared away. Also, a crash southbound 95 Boca Raton. This right by Spanish River Boulevard, and it is blocking a lane in that area. Northbound just south of Glades Road, an accident. That one off to the shoulder. And in Jupiter Turnpike, northbound, the exit ramp to Indiantown Road is closed. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk with Buzz Knight.
I'm Buzz Knight, and I host a podcast called Taking a Walk. I talk with musicians and industry insiders about their love of music. Listen to Taking a Walk on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Football is back. Come on out to Charlie's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Kansas City from Germany. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Miller Lite during all college and pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 9:30 a.m. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's the Greek, and it's football season, and we're in high gear, getting ready for the playoffs and the bowl game, so you don't want to fumble on your retirement. Call Trajan Well today, 561-390-1000. 561-390-1000. They have offices in West Palm Beach. You can stop in for a free consultation and sit down with one of their staff to figure out a plan, a goal for your retirement and for your 401k. If you're not sure what to do with it, ask questions. Anything in life, you got to talk to the right people. But you don't want to fumble your retirement because you worked hard. And if you're in the red zone, you want to score. And that means enjoying your retirement and enjoying South Florida. Call Trajan Well today, 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. It's time to enjoy. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Are you ready to go back to the summer of '99? Creed is back. Summer of '99 tour. For the first time in more than a decade with very special guests. 3 Doors Down. Plus Finger 11. Saturday, September 21st at iThink Financial Amphitheater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Creed with 3 Doors Down.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHOSEN for an extra 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHOSEN for a 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. That's code CHOSEN.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Since 2010, Blindster has sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters to satisfied customers across the country with 20,000 5-star reviews and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Custom blinds at low prices and free shipping. Blindster.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app.
Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday, the day after Halloween. You can still wear your costume today or wear it to work. Maybe you want to get your money's worth. And you'll probably get more notice today than yesterday because you got your costume on. Jimmy, good morning.
Hello, and good morning.
And good morning, Francis.
Hi, good morning.
Time for this day in history and the trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creaky Trifecta.
There was another baseball game last night. I know it was Halloween, but the Rangers won 11-7 over Arizona. They have a commanding lead, 3-1, and they're looking to wrap it up. And two big things about the Rangers. It'll be the first time they ever win a world championship in baseball, and they haven't lost a game this season on the road. That's amazing. They're 10-0. So if you've had them, you are definitely cashing a big ticket. They're undefeated in all three series on the road. That's very unique and very different. The Raiders played Monday night, and they lost, and the owner was not happy, Mr. Davis. He said, I'm not happy. Well, yesterday he fired the coach and the GM.
Get out.
You're both done. Josh McDaniels fired again. I'll lay $10,000 he ends up back with the Patriots because that's where all the coaches go that worked with the Patriots. Belichick hires him back. He was a great offensive coordinator, but was he? Was he a great offensive coordinator, or did he have Brady and Gronk and Edelman and Randy Moss and Wes Walker? We'll see. But he got fired yesterday. Him and the GM are gone. Davis said, I appreciate all their hard work, but we're going in a different direction. And anytime somebody tells you they're going in a different direction, usually means you're not on their side. You're gone. So he did fire them, which was pretty surprising. And then last night, the first rankings came out of the college football, and a huge surprise for a lot of people because Ohio State is 1. They did beat Penn State 2 weeks ago, a ranked team. Georgia's 2, Michigan's 3. And Florida State, I know we got a lot of Florida State fans. Our good friend Scotty of Monroe's, he is a huge fan. I know a couple other guys. You guys got to be jacked up. Florida State just has to keep winning, and maybe they'll get to play for the playoff. But the big surprise, I think, was that Ohio State is number 1. So we'll see what happens. This is only the first one that comes out. There's another, 6 or 7 that come out. And there's about 4 or 5 weeks left, and then you got the conference finals. that they all play in their divisions. And that is your trifecta. First one of the day. Now over to Jimmy.
Well, let's see. We're going to fire up the time machine because we are going back 511 years from today. And that year was 1512. Michelangelo's masterpiece on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was unveiled for the first time after more than 4 years of working on his back. You know what that's like, Greek, right?
Oh, God, it kills. I mean, I hope he had an ice pack and some Advil. Jesus.
Can you
4 years.
Can you imagine that?
God bless him.
419 years ago today, in 1604, Shakespeare's Othello was first presented at Whitehall Palace in London. 258 years ago today, 1765, the Stamp Act went into effect, marking the first British tax on all American colonial commercial and legal papers. 223 years ago today, in 1800, our second president, John Adams, became the first president to move into the White House. 127 years ago today, in 1896, the first bare-breasted woman appeared in National Geographic. 1 year later, in 1897, the Library of Congress opened to the public. 110 years ago today, in 1913, here's a little sports for you, Greek. Notre Dame beat Army 35-13 at West Point, thanks to the Irish's new secret weapon, the forward pass.
Ooh.
Newt Rockne was the team captain. 87 years ago today, 1936, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association was founded. Greek is a lifetime member.
Thank you. I always want to be in the rodeo.
77 years ago today, it's all about the rope. 77 years ago today, 1946, the New York Knickerbockers beat the Toronto Huskies in the first NBA game 68-66, but they didn't cover.
No, they were given 2.5.
71 years ago today, 1951, the United States tested the first thermonuclear bomb. Here's one for you, Franny. 36 years ago today, in 1987, your heartthrob Jeff Goldblum married Mensa member Gina Davis in Las Vegas. They divorced in 1990, and now he's married to a former gymnast. 30 years ago today, 1993, the European Union formed. And finally, 26 years ago today, 1997, the Titanic, the movie, first premiered at the Tokyo International Film Festival. And that's what happened on November 1st in our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job. We do it every day to reflect on the day we're in. If you don't know what day it is today, it's November 1st. Even I know that. And it's a Wednesday. And later I'll spell Wednesday for you. Not November, just Wednesday. How much you want me to do?
So we got a couple text messages in, and it is known as Movember, which is to grow a mustache, but then some other people call it, so we got two messages saying no shave November as well, too. So it's either one, Movember, the mustache, no shave November, which means, I guess, don't shave anything. And this is all specifically dudes. And isn't it about, it's about, right, testicular cancer or something like that? Or isn't that what the whole point is?
I think you're right.
For...
Kind of like on the heels of breast cancer awareness in October, that type of thing?
Yes.
I think you are correct.
I do believe so, but we have a couple other text messages. Thank you for the heads up on that. Somebody says, Jimmy, I live off Savannah in Parr, I believe, in Port St. Lucie, and I only have one kid that came to my house. Looks like we're going to be eating candy. Says, sounds like, that's a good idea for you, G-Man. Says, sounds like Greek has something to work on next Halloween. Organize a trick or treat for your complex. Think of it, Greek. You will be a hero to all the hot single moms.
Sounds awesome.
There
Can't
you
wait.
Go. You should do it.
And I'll walk their dogs.
Says, I had a great Halloween costume that I wore over the weekend, and last night, you guessed it, I went as the father of Nutter's kids and had a great time with Nutter's wife.
Oh, God.
It's from Steve and Boca.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
How was the kid?
We have, we got a lot of text messages. Where are we at? The kids and I got to see the Starlink satellites fly over while we were trick-or-treating last night. That's pretty cool. That's from Tony. We said, my neighborhood in Boca, Paradise Palms, we get thousands of kids every year trick-or-treating, but last night wasn't nearly as busy as years past. They said there isn't school today in Palm Beach County. Go figure. And that's from Steve again. So you're right. I forgot about that. Maybe that's why they were a little later, too. Because last night I was like, God, they're still ringing our doorbell at 9:30. Go away, kids. Maybe that's why. Then we have, they said, they were like, pound all your candy in one day. Good for your teeth, but you might go into a sugar coma.
Yeah.
I agree. That was a dentist's advice. I don't know if it's the best. I really don't.
Well, now he's a shoemaker.
And then we have first Halloween at our new house in Lake Placid. 25 kids, about the same as our house in Pompano. They said except all the kids here were on golf carts.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got a lot of...
Imagine looking outside, there's like 5 golf carts in your driveway.
Yeah. And I'm sure...
Traffic jam, need a light.
I bet you, ask Andrew, I bet you in his neighborhood he probably had a lot of golf carts.
Yeah.
It seems like that kind of neighborhood. For Halloween this year, we purchased 2 cases, a total of 192 packs of Kellogg Rice Krispie marshmallow treats.
That kind of case.
Not beers. I know, I was waiting too. We started at 6:30 when the little kids came and stayed outside until all the packages were gone at 8:45.
Wow.
They said all the kids who came this year were so nice and sweet. I was not compelled to scare any of them. That sucked. The reason I like Halloween is to be able to legally scare kids. Next year, send your little brats from Palm Beach to the Treasure Coast so I have someone to frighten. Mingada. And then we have, I think we should change it from Movember to Povember or Pewvember. Because not everyone can grow a mustache, but everyone can grow out their pubes. Plus, by Thanksgiving, you really have something to be thankful for because I can't think of a better combo than turkey and beaver. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Never heard of that combination together. Yep. We have Michelangelo did not finish his scene on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel by laying down while painting. The lead from the paint got in his eyes maybe and made him almost blind. His students ended up finishing the masterpiece, which I did hear that. I don't know about the blind part because I have been there to the Sistine Chapel, but I had heard that he had a lot of students helping him out with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Have you seen it?
No, actually, I haven't. Never been there.
Not even in photographs?
Photos.
Yes. And then
Hope you got paid.
we have when I get pulled over, I use one of a few. I don't know what this. Are we talking about getting pulled over?
I said that I'm going to give it to you when we come back.
Okay. When I get pulled over, I use one of a few GOTO lines. G-O-T-O?
Go-to lines?
Maybe. They put it all together. Thank you. Depending on the cop, if they ask, do you know why I pulled you over? Technically, that's your job to know. I don't know if you should say that.
No, it's not
Or you say, can you give me a hint? Once used because I let you. Yeah, I don't know if those work well for you.
No, not great.
Yes.
All of them.
So these are the ones that you shouldn't use.
Yes, when I get pulled over,
Don't you know it's
they
your
said
job?
when I get pulled over, I use one of these go-to lines, and then I don't know if those are ones you should use, but let us know how that works for you, or how it has worked for you.
Yeah, of course, the famous "I pay your salary."
Oh boy.
Oh, I never heard that.
Never do
Never
that.
heard that?
No, that's brutal. The Central cop? Ooh.
And then somebody else says, we got slammed by dozens of kids I've never seen before. We live in Abacoa, so we get all those Heights kids. So, yeah, I get it. I'm sure they do overflow. So thank you for all the participation on that text line, 47142.
I would assume a high percentage of people listening to the show right now have gotten pulled over at least once in your life. Let's just say that. Franny, have you ever gotten pulled over?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
So have I. So I'm going to say a high percentage, and they said these are the 3 or 4 valid reasons that people come up with for cops, which I think some are like, late for work. They say almost 22% of people say that they are late for work.
So these are specifically for speeding. That
anything you get pulled over. It could be you made a wrong turn, right on red, went through a light, whatever it is, you get pulled over. This one I don't think is great because I think if it's a lie, they could ask you. Like 22% said a medical emergency. If you're the cop, you're going to say to them, well, what's the emergency? You know what I mean? I think late for work is better than that one. 20%, and this.
I mean, unless you're wherever you're heading is towards a hospital, then you get. I don't know why you wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying, because I think any officer is going to say to you, well, what's wrong? We'll give you an escort.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like if you're lying, these are obviously all fibs. People are just yanking it. 22% said I have to go to the bathroom. This goes into Britney Spears yesterday, who got pulled over, and they showed her. She said to the cop, I have to go to the bathroom.
So no, she said, "Would I have to tinkle?" Or she said something like that. I had to pee, whatever it was. But this is her third time getting pulled over by the same cop, and I've heard the audio from the past 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is the third time, and the guy is and he's the same cop, and she never has her license on her or any identification, and she was saying that she was speeding this time, or I think they said they pulled her over this time because she was going over the yellow lines. And her excuse was that she had to tinkle.
Yeah.
Basically, is what she said.
She was speeding too because he listed whatever it was. I think it was only 10 over.
Yeah.
It wasn't extremely high, but.
And then another one, I think it was 60 and a 45. And then I don't know the other, I think maybe this was speeding. And then one was her going over like the yellow lines. And then the other first one was her going 45 or 60 and a 45. Yeah. But these are a matter of just a month or so.
And
it's the same cop.
Yeah. She didn't have her insurance card or registration or anything. And
they even asked her, "Do you know your zip code?" And she said no.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Did she get? Does it say? Because I didn't see anything. Did she get a ticket? Or
I
did
think
let her go?
when I heard a warning, but I don't. I mean, you would think 3 times at one point she's got to get a ticket.
I'm sure people were pissed if they saw that and you live in the area. Yeah. Like, why?
It's not even see it. You can hear it because the audio has come out.
I'm shocked.
I must have missed one because you keep saying third.
Oh,
I heard the second one, and because the
3
officer
times.
even said this is the second time that we've let you go and given you a warning on this. So, please slow down and all that stuff. So maybe it happened again.
It did.
No,
yeah,
okay.
There's 3
all right.
times
So
that she has been pulled over.
She put it in her song. Oops, I did it again. She said to the cop.
Yep.
So if you have any that you want to add to this that you think are good, late for work. I mean, yeah, I guess it's not bad. Pending, I guess you could be going to work at any time, but in the morning, I'm sure they hear it a lot more. Medical emergency, I wouldn't go with that because I think they could kibosh that right away. Like, what's wrong? And bathroom, I don't know. I think some people, they might be cool with it.
I don't know. I think the medical one is. I mean, I'm not saying it's legit. Obviously, if you're lying, you're lying, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. But I mean, could there be legitimately a medical reason?
Of course,
some diabetes. You got to get to your medicine. You didn't take your medicine this morning or something. You got to rush home and get it. I mean, I can see where some of that can be considered somewhat legitimate. I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever believe it or not.
If any of the 3 are legit, it's really the cops. Out of the 3, I think they would let you go if it is true, a medical emergency.
For all technicalities, there is no legitimate reason. I mean, you're breaking the law.
That's right.
No matter whichever way you want to look at it.
You're 100% right. And I still think the best thing to do for anybody is to respect the officer, male or female, be polite, don't have an attitude, and say you're wrong. Because if they get you speeding, you can't come up with it. You just got to like, yeah, I'm wrong. You can't be like, hey, I got to go put a bed in. I'm trying to get to the track, I did get pulled over one of my buddies one time. We were going to track, and right by Gulfstream, actually. And it's a very small area going to the track, and it's a school district. And you don't know it. And the school's up on the side, and it's on this one main road. It didn't look like a school, but it was, I think, double or triple the fine.
Yep, typically.
Yeah, and it was brutal. It was like $400.
I know your insurance companies always tell you, though, never admit to it. If they ask you, just say, no, I'm not quite sure. Can you tell me? And just you can say it politely. Another thing to do, too, and I learned a while ago, and the one time it was many years ago. It's been quite a while since I've had to deal with law enforcement, but put the palms of your hands on the steering wheel.
Yes.
And put your fingers up in the air so that they can see it from their car. That your hands are not somewhere, unthreatening. And then, of course, anything, unthreatening. Officer, you want my license? Yeah, it's in the glove box. I'm going to reach over. Just let them feel safe, and they'll be probably a lot kinder.
It does amaze me, certain people, if you're with, again, this is the only people I'm with who do things that I'm like, what are you doing? Like the cop comes over, pull your window down. Like some people leave it up. The guy hits the glass. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing?
I got the air on.
Yeah. It's hot.
Got the AC on. It's hot. I don't want to open the window.
What do you want? You need some? You selling Girl Scout cookies? If you've had any crazy things, let us know that have worked. Late for work, I think it might work. I mean, again, if they get into a deep thing of where you go and stuff like that, you might have to have a legitimate thing.
Now, we can usually tell if they're jokes, so you can send in your jokes, too. 47142. Just start off that text with Real Radio, because I've seen some really good memes in the past of, excuses that people have used to get out of tickets, and like the ones where the cop will go, you know what, that's a good one, and they let them go type thing. And I know some of them are jokes, but if you got a good joke for it, too, send it in. Jimmy at realradio921.com.
One of my buddies one time said he was following a hot girl that he saw at Publix, and that's why he was speeding a little.
I had to catch up to her, officer.
Yeah.
She was like 3 car lengths ahead of me.
He didn't think it was funny.
No, okay, all right.
He said, there you go. You got a ticket. So I think, Jimmy, you're right. I've heard that before, too. Like, if they ask you, why I pulled you over? You know, like you sit back and go, yeah, I'm doing 85 and a 40. What took you?
The thing is, I mean, obviously, most of the time right?
Yeah,
I mean, unless there really is something that you didn't realize that you broke a law or something. I mean, I'm sure that, that happens.
The common one, I think, for people who don't know, and I hear this a lot, I've heard this from police officers and people who do, the registration. They don't realize the back of it, it's expired.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, right? You should realize because it happens when your birthday comes around every month, or every year. But I've told this story. I was surprised when I got pulled over for a window tint.
Yeah.
And some people don't know. So it's not always necessarily speeding or, rolling through a stop sign.
Oh, yeah. You could be like, I'm so hot, I get hit on all the time, so I want to make my windows really dark.
Do you check your taillights every single day when you get in your car?
I don't.
I don't.
No.
So if you got a light that's burned out and you don't know it, I mean, that just is, a reason for them to pull you over and notify you of that. One thing that I learned, again, the hard way down here is that, things are different. Laws are different from state to state. And that is in other states, your registration, you use that as an example, expires at the end of the month that you're born. Down here, it's the actual day, which most people know, but down here, but in some states, it's not like that. It's that you have till the end of the month.
Yeah, but they're not going to get pulled over because, right, like with the registration, because they just see the month and the year.
Yeah. Right.
So, I mean, because my birthday is the beginning of the month. I typically don't get my new registration until like the end.
Yeah. I was driving Carla's car, and her registration ended on the 21st of July, her birthday, and I was driving it, and I got pulled over. It was like the 28th, and she hadn't updated.
What did you get pulled over for? For that reason? Yeah. Like they ran your tag?
They saw the date on it, so they take a guess. Either they take a guess or they actually run it as I'm driving. I don't know.
They were just nitpicking if you weren't doing anything there because
it should say 7 in the year. Did you get the month? Because when I was with somebody,
you don't get the whole month. You get up to your birthday.
Oh,
so
really?
if they
no,
get
but that's
you
what I'm
after
saying.
your
But
birthday,
they must have been nitpicking because what cop would have been like, all right, it's still July of whatever year it is. Then why would they? So there's must have been trying to meet a quota.
Yep, it was after her birthday.
Yeah,
and sure enough, so it was. Now the nice thing too, at least at that time, I don't know if the laws have changed, is with something like that, all you got to do is prove that you've re-registered it, and you don't end up getting a fine. It's no big deal. It's the same thing with like not having your license on you. All you got to do is prove that you do have it, it's legit and everything. And then you don't get a ticket or a fine.
Yeah, I do it 2 years at a time, so I don't have to worry about it.
That's always nice, yeah. The longer you can go, the better. I always did that as well, yeah. I'm with you on that.
And going back to Jersey, wasn't there some on the windshield? Or am I mistaken?
Well, up there they have inspections.
Oh, that's right.
So we don't have that down here.
Yeah, and then you would have to go, right, and get your car inspected?
Every year, yep.
Yeah.
Have your car inspected.
Because you would get
every
pulled
year
over.
or every other year, one or the other.
But that was something you can get pulled over for.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Because that had an expiration on it as well.
Yep. It is the Penthouse. If you have a great excuse or something you used, let us know. Give us a call. It is a Wednesday, November 1st, so you can grow a beard, a mustache. You can't get in trouble unless you're on the Yankees. And we got some Florida stories. What do we got?
Yeah, we got a lot going on in Florida, including another squatter situation. And this guy really made himself at home here. Yeah, and then a guy who crashed into the Florida Everglades out of an airplane. I'll let you know how long he had to wait before somebody came and rescued him. Then another case of road rage. And one of the largest fentanyl seizures happened in Polk County. I'll get you all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hazel Greek and Jimmy from the Penthouse join us at Tanger Outlets Palm Beach for Tastings, the unlimited food, wine, craft beer, and music event.
Sample foods from some of Palm Beach's best restaurants all in one place. It's Tastings, Saturday, November 11th at Tanger Outlets.
Unlimited samples, fine wine and craft beers, and live entertainment.
Get your advance tickets now for just $25 or take advantage of our VIP experience, getting you in an hour early.
Get all the details at pptastings.com. That's pptastings.com.
Tastings, presented by FAMU's Mary. Visit mmeri.famu.edu. Mary, educate, learn, talk.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We're looking better in Boca, 95 southbound, Spanish River Boulevard. There was a crash there. It has cleared away. Elsewhere, 95 running smoothly throughout Palm Beach County. looking at the turnpike, and we are accident-free there. I'm Joel Mal.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Here in Florida, we have an FPL team of thousands ready for storm season. So as the storm approaches, just know our job isn't finished until everyone's lights are back on. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At Simply Safe Home Security, your safety is the only thing that matters. That's why you get 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, because every home deserves to be protected. Right now, get 45% off the whole home security system named the best of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. Visit simplysafe.com/radio to save big today. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
I'm Scott Smith with Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. If you've been injured in a car accident in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast, call us to schedule a free consultation at one of our offices located in Palm Beach Gardens, Port St. Lucie, or Boca Raton. If you've been in an accident, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. A better career, bigger house, faster car. But have you thought maybe you're just hungry? Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get and just as easy to cook up. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Sure, they're not the keys to a new sports car, but Fresh from Florida recipes are a satisfying, tastier kind of success. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
In the World Series, the Rangers became the first team in World Series history with 2 consecutive 5-run innings, scoring 5 in the second and third to build a 10-0 lead, and eventually an 11-7 win over the Diamondbacks in Game 4. Marcus Semien had 5 RBIs and Corey Seager went deep again, and the Rangers are now 1 win away from their first ever World Series win. Game 5 is tonight at 8:03 Eastern on Fox. And in the NFL, the Las Vegas Raiders have fired head coach Josh McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler. The Raiders named linebackers coach Antonio Pierce as their interim head coach. The team also said that current assistant general manager Champ Kelly will serve as interim GM. In announcing those promotions, the organization said it is committed to undergoing, quote, a comprehensive search once the season is complete, end quote. The Raiders are 3-5 this season. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best sports stations in the country and the most sports podcasts with the biggest personalities in the game on demand.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword check at realradio921.com. That's check. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
I like the way Greek said it, but he didn't say it. I saw the lady in the elevator with her 7-year-old. She obviously wasn't hot, or he'd have volunteered to take the kid in the Mercedes.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You can't say it, but you can. So happy Halloween if we missed you yesterday. We appreciate you listening to Real Radio 92.1 all the time. And don't forget, 11:45, we got a giveaway for you, one of our big events every year that you will enjoy and have a good time. You might even bump into one of us parking cars. Jimmy's here.
Hello and good morning.
And of course, Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And at this portion of the show, we turn it over to her for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida. Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So, unfortunately, another road rage issue, and this happened in Marion County. Christopher Gallagher has been arrested and charged with felony burglary for assault and battery after this incident unfolded. So there was a 17-year-old victim, told deputies that he was driving in a certain area, and he was searching for an address. Well, he said a vehicle, later identified as Gallagher's, came up behind him, started following him closely, and started honking his horn, like, speed up, kid. Then when the 39-year-old began to drive recklessly and tried to pass the teen started to speed up a little bit to keep him from doing so. But the guy ended up turning past him in the opposite lane of travel, then moving back into the correct lane, slamming on his brakes in front of the kid, almost causing him to rear-end his car. Well, it wasn't long before anything else that he decided he's going to get out of his car. Gallagher did, approach the teen in the middle of the street, reaching into the teen's car and punching him right in the face.
Wow.
Yep, cursing at him, yelling at him. They said the first punch landed left side of his head. The second one ended up he punching him on the left arm because he's like trying to block him from hitting him again in his face. At one point, though, they said that with the second punch, the teen accidentally released his foot from the brake, causing the car to roll into the back of Gallagher's car, which then, of course, pissed him off even more.
Pissed him off, and he's punching the guy in the face.
He's punching the kid in the face. I mean, shouldn't punch anybody, but if somebody's approaching your car, roll that window up. Roll it up. He did deny, the cops came, he denied punching the kid in the face, but did admit to sticking his head into the window and verbally yelling at him, with a verbal argument. There's no other details released, but as I mentioned, he did get arrested for that. Then we have that crazy situation where a guy ended up getting his small plane crashed into the Everglades. I cannot imagine a worse place to have a plane crash than the Everglades, because you think about it, all of the animals, the pythons, the alligators, everything there.
A lot of critters.
A lot of critters. And there is video showing the pilot standing on the wing of the plane, just waiting to be rescued. I mean, the rest of the plane is submerged in the water in the Everglades.
Airboat, right? It's the only thing.
Yep, they said that. It was actually, I believe, a helicopter. That did.
Okay.
Yep. But
thank God.
Yeah, so they said that he waited 9 hours to get rescued.
Ugh. Even that sucks, but
I would have been like, "This is it. I'm dying, right? This is how I go." Yeah, no, it did. No, it does suck, but luckily he will be okay. The plane they believe was based out of Miami-Dade Flight School. Went down in the area of Max Fish Camp, they say. The aircraft was in a very isolated area, which could only be assessed by specialized assets, they said, and required the Broward Sheriff Fire Rescue airboats and the aviation unit. So
at least they found them.
So they did use a helicopter to rescue the pilot. Yeah, and he did have some injuries. They ended up having to do a little tourniquet for his leg injury and stuff like that. But he will be okay. He was transported to Memorial Regional Hospital in Hollywood to be treated for his injuries. And then, a squatter situation. And this guy not only was like, you know what, I'm going to hang out in this home. I'm also going to drive your car, too. And I'm going to install a PlayStation so I can play video games.
Well, make it bored.
The stones on something.
So the only reason why the homeowner discovered the squatter is because they received a notification from their thermostat that the temperature was changed.
Oh, okay. So then they realized something must be going on.
Yeah, so they have one of those smart thermostats, and so when they leave the house, they keep it at a certain, temp.
You got that, but you don't have a camera?
Right, I know. So, they said that Emmanuel Pierre, 25, was squatting in a residence until he was found out by the home's owner. They said he made himself at home using the car, cooking in their kitchen, connecting a PlayStation device in the bedroom so he could play his video games. They said that the notification made the homeowner suspicious. So after visiting the property, they allegedly discovered Pierre. So clearly it's a second home. I'm just kidding, because they were still in the area. Homeowners called 911 and they said and blocked Pierre from leaving. They said it's unclear how long he was living inside of the home, but long enough for him to be facing charges: burglary, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and grand theft of over $750. He remains in custody still today. Then, God, there's a lot going on.
He probably started getting his mail there.
So
it's cold in here. Let me turn up this air a little bit.
Polk
I can't believe
County.
it. You guys have no food either.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd had a presser, and this is a good one. Obviously not what these people were doing, but the fact that it is off the streets. They just seized enough fentanyl to kill 5 million people.
Wow.
Is that not insane?
Thank God.
Yep. The detectives went undercover, met with Roberto Roca, and he sold deputies a kilogram of coke. They said later on, Juan Manuel Medina sold the deputies another kilogram. And so they said now, they were saying coke, but obviously it was mixed, because they said now we've got 4 kilos of fentanyl, and it is mixed with meth. And then they also had that with pills. They said that they create them into pill form too. They said it really is pure meth and fentanyl off the street, but they said it was a ton. And Jimmy, did that come straight out of Compton? Do you know where that came from?
Sure did. Yeah, we get the story here.
When you understand that the drug dealers don't give a red cent about your life, they're there to make money. You understand how dangerous this is. We figure out this is Sinaloa cartel dope, and it came from Sinaloa to Compton, and then it came to Polk County straight out of Compton.
3 men were arrested, 2 of which Sheriff Grady Judd says were in the country illegally from Mexico. In total, 10 kilos of fentanyl were seized.
They seized enough fentanyl that could kill every child in the state of Florida. The fastest growing demographic of those dying to fentanyl overdose are children under the age of 14.
They tried to treat us with fentanyl, and we tricked them with an arrest.
You see that little trick or treat straight out of Compton? Every now and then he's got to put in his little zingers.
Yeah.
His little zingers.
Thank God.
And then
Can
finally.
you imagine that, though?
Oh my God,
Ugh.
yeah. It is absolutely insane. Fentanyl is scary. And then Florida, it's warning residents about the booty patrol. Oh, yeah.
You did see this story.
Yeah. Someone got in trouble for what they called their truck's Halloween costume. Police in Florida warning residents about a Chevy truck with green decals to look like a Border Patrol vehicle, but instead it says Booty Patrol. They pulled it over for the illegal red and blue lights and issued a citation. I will post this for you. So they were like, they understood that they weren't trying to impersonate police and pull people over. They weren't doing that. They were just trying to be funny for Halloween. But you can't have those red and blue lights. It is illegal. So, and especially like if they're showing them and they were flashing the lights. The owner of the truck says, listen, I never tried to pull anybody over. I was just posting photos of my truck on social media and it was just for fun. Not to actually mess with anyone. Sounds like the cops were okay with the decals. They just said remove the lights. So the truck still is okay to say Booty Patrol on it.
All right, so if it's out there.
Yes. And if you get pulled over for Booty Patrol, is that a compliment, right?
Yeah.
Right? So like, here's a citation for that booty. For that booty.
Spread them. What?
You always just have to take it to the next level, don't you, Jimmy?
That's what I do. That's what I do.
And that is you with the Florida.
That was good. Gotta be honest. Game recognized game. 877-927-6969. Every once in a while, not like I once did, but I will play some lottery tickets. And Jimmy always has a great lottery story where he knows I'll be like, what? Why did I win?
This is a little bit of a strange one, too. A little twist on this story. A woman named Rebecca recently, and I have to start it on a sad note. Her mom had passed away recently. And the reason why that matters is because Rebecca was putting together a package to send to her daughter, and she got tired. She was thirsty, but she never drinks soda, ever. But her mom really liked Coca-Cola.
Okay.
So she was like, you know what? I'm just craving a Coca-Cola, probably a little bit of nostalgia because of mom and everything. Sure. So she never would have. It's one of those types of setup where she never would have normally gone to this convenience store. She grabs herself a Coke, goes up, a scratch-off lottery ticket catches her eye. She says, you know what? Let me grab one of those. I'll put that into the package that I'm going to send to my daughter.
Which is nice.
Gets it. Goes home. She's not now. Fast forward a little bit of time. She's on the phone with her daughter, and they decide, well, she's just going to scratch it right there. Boom! It hits for 75,000 buckaroos.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. The topper was that this is the first time that she's ever purchased any lottery ticket in her
I'm
life.
happy for her.
Mm-hmm. RealRadio921.com. Look for Real TV, and you can get the reactions live.
So she was going to send it to her daughter, correct? Mm-hmm. And she just said, hey, screw it, I'll take it.
No, when they were talking on the phone, she scratched it off when they were on the phone together.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to split it. I don't know how they're going to divvy it up as far as the winnings are concerned. But I think the mom said that you could pay off your car, and obviously not life-changing retirement
That's
type
great.
of money at $75,000.
I'd be happy with $1,000 if I won $500.
But and I would have. I don't know. I guess she's going to give it to her daughter. It didn't say. The article didn't say at that point. But
her mother just passed, so that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
One thing you could do, don't do, is if you are a lottery player and you play scratch-offs, and I pick up on this, I have this one girl I'm friends with and my one buddy, and for whatever reason, when they're on the phone, they'll do the scratch-offs. You could hear them. Like, I hear them scratch them all about that. And then both of them are always telling me, like, I'm not playing, I'm done. And I'm always like, are you playing a scratch-off?
You hear the scratch, then you hear the you're blowing off the stuff.
I wish they weren't so messy.
Yeah, they are a pain in the ass. You can't do them in bed. But it's pretty funny.
Did you guys hear the story in North Dakota? There's a guy, because I believe this is going to court now, or maybe she is. So this person was going to inherit over $30 million. Oh. And his plan was to leave his girlfriend at the time. Her name was Thea. He's like, yep, I know I'm going to get this. I'm going to break up with her. I don't want to. Yeah, so he was planning to leave her. And he was dating her for like 10 years.
So all right. So dating quite a while. So
after,
there might be some sort of common law?
Probably. So after he received the money, so he was planning to meet a lawyer at the airport, and this was back in September.
He lawyered up.
Oh, yeah. Back in September to complete the transaction. Well, they said on the day that it was September 3rd, many of the boyfriend's friends were there with him at the airport and began to notice, like, he wasn't looking good or feeling well. They said his health was rapidly on the decline. And this is the day that he's settling everything to get that inheritance, right?
Yeah.
So he started to feel kind of like he was drunk, and he was like, but he hadn't had any alcohol, and he was like, this is really weird. I'm feeling off. And then he had stomach pain, and then he had trouble walking. Well, according to his friends that were with him at the airport, they tried to get him some medical treatment, but Thea, who was there with them, insisted that he was just suffering from a heat stroke and he needed to just go home and get some rest.
Now, who was Thea? His girlfriend?
Thea's the girlfriend that he was going to break up with.
Okay, I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, so soon after he started vomiting, he couldn't walk on his own, and then the friends were really concerned, and they were like, they're like, we need to do something about it. But she's telling him, Thea, she's like, don't worry, I've had medical training. I know what this is. It's a heat stroke. I've had medical training. It'll be fine.
There we go.
So the following morning, one of the friends came over to check on him and to speak to her through a closed door. And she was like, he's at a walk-in clinic right now. So the friend went to every walk-in clinic and ER in that town. It's called Minot, I believe, or Minot in North Dakota, and discovered that he wasn't at any of these locations.
Sure, $30 million. He wants a piece of.
She didn't ask?
So
they didn't ask her?
No, they did. They were like, hey, where is he? Is everything okay? And she said he went to a walk-in clinic. They said through a closed door. They're talking to her. And he was like, he's not here. So, so then they said that they ended up later, the first responders came to the address, for a report of an unconscious male, and they ended up transporting him to the ER, which his condition was so severe that he was flown into another hospital in another city. They said the guy never regained consciousness and passed away the following day.
Oh, this is sad.
Yeah. So friends of the boyfriend started reporting to the police that they believed she did something because she was so nonchalant about it. And, oh, he's fine. They I think she poisoned him. And she had made comments in the past about poisoning him with antifreeze, as a joke. So due to this, the coroner ran tests on the boyfriend, and they found out that, it was ethanol glycol, which is a key ingredient in antifreeze, came back in toxic levels. Oh. So, first of all, she's an idiot. I mean, she's a terrible person, but you don't think that people, they're good. They're going to run a toxicology report on this anyways and realize the guy died from antifreeze poisoning.
Right. Did you say this in the story? Because I didn't hear it. Did she know he was getting $30 million?
Yes.
Okay.
She knew he was getting the inheritance, and I guess maybe through some kind of, she may have found out that he was planning on leaving her.
Okay.
But that was his plan, according to friends.
She never knew, and he lawyered up on his own.
Yeah, no. He was planning on settling it all up, and he said he was going to leave her once he signed all the documents, and she caught wind of it and ended up poisoning him because she probably was going to get some money out of it, right? Or all of it. I don't know how that worked because, like you said, maybe there was some kind of
state.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Florida's 7 years, I believe.
Yeah. No, there's no common
law. There is no common law in Florida, but I don't know about in North Dakota.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
So there may be something there where
they're backwards.
She's entitled to something. I'm not sure if it will be everything. It depends on, obviously, the legal documents and who it's being left to and how it is.
Yeah.
Money will kill anybody. Greed. On both sides, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve, obviously, to pass away, but he's looking to leave her. She kills him. Sounds like they were really in love.
Yeah.
But she said she believed she was entitled to a portion of the money as she was his common law wife.
Of course she does. Yeah.
Yep. And then she got upset when investigators told her that North Dakota, they don't recognize common law marriage and that she would not be entitled to any of the money.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
So she does not know the laws, obviously, either.
It's just so sad.
And went through that. Killing him.
That's it. I mean, and they're together for years. You're sleeping next to the person. I mean, the percentage is so high when, God forbid, a murder happens and somebody's missing.
Yeah.
They always go to the other side.
And
it's a high percentage.
Spouse is usually the first, right?
Which is crazy
her
to me.
excuse, because she was like, oh, well, he was drinking alcohol, that day, and I think he had a heat stroke. And they were like, no, that's not. Like, we found no alcohol in his system. Like, this is what we found. And then she was just like, well, he could potentially have ingested antifreeze. Like if his cigarette fell into, maybe some antifreeze in the garage and he smoked it. Like she was providing all of these crazy scenarios of how he could have ingested enough antifreeze to kill him. Oh, his cigarette fell in antifreeze and he smoked it and then he died.
How much do you
If that was the case, I'd have been dead many times over.
How much do you have to hate somebody to try, God forbid, take their life?
Well, that hate probably started I'm sure with her just building up when she was just like, he's going to break up with me. He's going to break up with me. He's getting all this money and he's going to break up with me. And then she started going cuckoo.
Or just simple greed.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, the greed outweighs whatever love was there at one time.
Yep. Could happen.
Greed's a 5-letter word that put more people in the ground than a shovel. Wise guy told me that one night. He said, Greek, remember that. I said, hey,
Makes sense.
whatever you want to give me, I'm good. That's sad. That is a sad story. I mean, it really is. And the guy, he goes to the airport, like you said, to get the money that day. And then he ends up getting kiboshed. Wow. Woo. Man, that's terrible. Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? I mean, that is really a brutal story. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have lunch. That's really going to upset me.
Oh, somehow I see you getting over that. You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
We got Peppy on the line. Hey, Peppy, welcome to the Penthouse. What's going on, pal?
Good morning. Good morning. I wanted Halloween last night, busy, and one of the things I took away from it, other than a group of kids that were probably 13, 14, 15-ish,
Yeah.
all the little kids were so polite.
Oh, that's nice.
So polite. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you so much. My wife was really, she was, every time one of the kids would say something, she's like, these kids are really nice, Frank. I can't believe how nice they're being.
That's great. That's nice. And when you have any kind of story that's a positive thing, because most of the times you hear stuff today all over social media or anywhere, and it's usually something negative. And it's nice that the kids are well behaved. It does show that they were raised by good parents, because they should thank you.
Well, that's like I said, it was pleasantly surprised. It was really it was good. And the other thing I also noticed, like Franny said, we kind of shut down around 8:30, 20 to 9. And we still had people come at 9:15, 9:30. And, yeah, that was surprising, but it was good. It was good. And Jimmy, your neighborhood, I know you didn't have. Is it new? Is it a new neighborhood?
No, it's been around for a little while, but it's not new. There's some new homes there, obviously, but.
Because I hear the same, I've talked to people over the years, and I find the same thing. I find either people get nobody or they get a good crowd. It's kind of hard to understand, but that's what seems to happen.
No, I think it's good, that like Franny had a bunch of people. It's cool. I mean, I hope Halloween never goes away. It's a great part for the kids' lives. Good experience.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say that on the air. That's all.
Peppy, you're always welcome, buddy. Thank you so much. Keep in touch with us. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and then a giveaway at 11:45 for our big tastings event, which is coming up next week. You guys are going to have a chance to go and enjoy yourself and really kick back and say, hey, this is a great event. We'll be back. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of
bit.
the best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Crash in Boca Raton southbound 95. This is just on the south side of Glades Road. Good news, it's off to the shoulder turnpike. You have construction that is shutting down the northbound exit ramp of 95 to Indiantown Road. So keep that in mind. I'm Joel Mount.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
Your South Florida Daily. Weekdays on Fox 29. A half-hour local guide helping you savor South Florida's lifestyle.
South Florida's best eats, drinks, music, fun, art, places to go, things to do, and so much more.
The best burgers, perfect pizza, great places for drinks with friends.
Your new South Florida Daily. Weekdays at noon. Watch Fox 29. We've got you covered.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Are you a car enthusiast, a boat owner, or even a race car driver? If you want a one-of-a-kind showpiece that turns heads, or if you just need great restorative work, Penthouse Fiberglass delivers award-winning quality work. They specialize in body fabrication, body restoration, and fiberglass repair. They're even skilled race car builders. Choose Penthouse Fiberglass. Visit PenthouseFiberglass.com. That's PINILLOS fiberglass.com, and tell them the Brian Mudd sent you.
This is the Greek here with Jeff Jr., owner of Trajan Well, talking about 401ks. I've always heard that 401ks were great, but you're telling me something different.
Well, 401ks are great when you're employed there. However, if you're no longer employed, you probably don't want to keep that 401k with your old employer, and you probably don't want to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
Really? Why is that?
Well, most 401ks have limited investment options and can cost you thousands of dollars more in fees. And that's true even if you roll it over into your new employer's 401k. You also lose a lot of control by leaving your 401k with your old employer. If the company sells or merges, they often freeze it.
That's great insight. If you have a 401k with an old employer, stop what you're doing and call Trajan Wealth. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
The Dolphins already in Germany in advance of Sunday's game with the Chiefs. A practice day ahead for the Dolphins today. KC won't be traveling to Germany till tomorrow. NBA tonight, the Heat are in an early season funk, losing 3 straight. They open to bounce back tonight against the Nets. And the World Series could end tonight. The Rangers will try to wrap up their first ever title. They lead Arizona 3-1 after winning Game 4 last night. I'm Matt McCoy.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Penthouse is brought to you by Joseph's Classic.
And we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Hello and welcome back to The Penthouse. First day of November. Hopefully you had a fantastic Halloween last night. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. Good morning. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy. Good morning to you, Jimmy.
Hello, and good morning.
And good morning, Greek.
Good morning, Francis. We'll get into a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
It was a baseball game last night. It's the World Series. You might not even know what's going on, and I wouldn't be surprised because most people don't. But the Texas Rangers did win last night 11-7, and they're up 3-1 playing tonight. The big thing with the Texas Rangers, they're going for their first ever title in baseball, which would be fantastic for them. And they have not lost a game on the road this season in the playoffs, which is unbelievable. Only one other team did that, and it was in the late 80s, the New York Yankees, I believe. But they are 10-0, and they're going for 11 tonight, so why should it stop? They're up 3-1. We'll see what happens. The Raiders were not happy. The owner was not happy that they lost Monday night, and he said changes were coming. Well, he did. Yes, they fired the coach and the GM. Both are gone. Josh McDaniels is the head coach. It's the second time he's been a head coach for an organization, and the second time he got fired. Great success with the Patriots as the offensive coordinator, but not so much as a coach. He was with Denver, and he got fired. Went back to the Patriots. Now we got fired from the Raiders after a year and a half, and I think he'll probably end up going back to the Patriots. The guy just does not make good decisions. And a lot of talented players on Denver he let go, and the same thing with the Raiders this time. So he's out of a job, and I'm not surprised. But it is rare that a coach gets fired midseason. So there had to be a lot of anger going on in that locker room. Adams, their free agent star they got last year, was saying how disgusted he was, and he wanted out of there. Vegas got a new stadium last year. That's where the Super Bowl is going to be. So there were some high hopes for the Raiders, but they're not going in the right direction, that's for sure. Last night was the college football first rankings came out, and it was a big surprise. Ohio State's 1, Georgia's 2, Michigan's 3, but Florida State is 4. And that was a nice surprise for Florida State. They're undefeated. They have to run the table to keep it going and win the ACC championship. I think they can. I don't see anybody on their schedule or anybody who could beat them in the ACC championship. So hats off to Florida State. They might make the playoff.
No, you don't see the Canes. I'm kidding.
Who?
The Canes.
No, I don't think the kids can beat him.
I know. I
okay.
really am just kidding. That was
Okay.
sarcasm.
Okay.
I kind of quieted myself just in case my husband was listening. That's why I kind of went back a little bit on that.
You never know. They got to play the game. I'm not going to say anything.
All right.
Anything's happened in college football. But we'll see what happens. It's a couple more weeks left, I think 3 or 4, and then they have all the conference championships, and that'll, divide some teams up. Alabama has a big game this weekend. LSU, that's going to be one of our games on Greek's Gridiron, and we will be live at Strike Cigar Lounge. And I did lose last week. I had a great week, 5-1-1, but Evan did beat me on the one game we had difference, and he is our only finalist so far.
Of all people to lose to.
I know.
That was Jimmy for the playback.
That was it. We know Evan's listening. We do know it.
I was pissed. I was watching that.
He was. You showed up Monday and you were.
I can't believe I lost
slamming
to
on
Evan.
the table.
My God, Evan of all people. No, Evan.
And now he wants somebody else to win, so somebody beats Evan. Like normally he's like, I don't want anybody to win, but now he wants at least one more winner.
Yeah, somebody. We don't want Evan to win.
No, we don't want Evan to go. He doesn't deserve that. And a golf cart? You kidding me? We'll probably sell a golf cart. I know that kid. The way he is. So hopefully somebody else beats me. And again, you got 2 months. So somebody will step up. Usually at the end, we have about 3 or 4 people. So we'll see what happens. We'll pick the winner in January. But hats off to Evan. We had 1 game difference. And that's your best odds. If you only have one different than me, you got a 50-50 shot. To go to Vegas and win a golf cart, that is unbelievable. And that is your trifecta for lunchtime.
Thanks, sir. So I have a couple, because you put out there about getting pulled over, excuses on the text line, 47142. Somebody said I take the bathroom excuse to the next level.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm sure. They said, and I say, I'm speeding to get home because I crapped myself. So not even I had to, like they already. Don't you think they'd be able to smell it on you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a little brutal.
Yeah.
Well, if you really want to go to...
Just grab some fart spray or...
Bingo.
Yeah.
Or have a cup.
What's the cup for?
Yeah.
Have a cup of poo with you or something?
No.
What?
You have a cup next to you. Say, it's so bad I had to pee in the cup.
Oh.
I guess we have to explain to him the difference.
Yeah. Crapping myself is different.
Well, I think somebody, if you have to go to the bathroom, they would say, you know what? I'm driving home fast because I want to go to bed. I don't want to urinate on the street.
Oh, I understand. But what's with the cup?
You're peeing in the cup.
Oh my goodness.
Say it's so bad I put a cup of it. And remember, a dessert is not food.
And pee is not poop.
Why did you have to bring that up again? Why? Okay.
It's a show, Franny.
Come on, Franny.
Oh, God. Give me a lottery story.
They said, once I was pulled over for speeding. Oh, hold on. Where'd you go? Once I was pulled over speeding, I didn't have my license or insurance on me. He also noticed my tint was too dark. He asked if there was anything else I should know.
What did he say was too dark?
My tint.
Okay, he said something else. Go ahead.
Said I replied, other than the 2 kilos in the trunk, that's about it.
Did
he
he
said
really?
he chuckled, gave me a warning for the tint, ticket for the license, and warning for the speeding. That's a humor. I'm surprised he didn't go, let me see what's in that trunk. We said a friend got pulled over for speeding. When the cop came to her window, she yelled, "What?" It's not a nice way to start it. He said, "Are you where you were speeding?" She said, "Yes." Her fake excuse was, "I just started my period and I don't have any tampons. That's why I'm hurrying to get to the store." He figured with such a bitchy attitude, he believed her story and he didn't give her a ticket, only a warning.
Oh, wow.
With such a bitchy attitude. Oh, boy. Okay. And then I've actually never been pulled over. All you lawbreakers got caught. But the most smart-ass comment I ever had for a cop was a female officer walking out of a coffee shop in a mall eating a muffin. I said, "Hey, I thought you guys eat donuts." The male cop with her laughed his ass off. The lady cop gave me dagger eyes. And he goes, "LOL." And yes, Greek, she was hot too. That's from AJ. Let's see here.
Can I jump in now?
Please
Because
do.
I saw a video that, I was in tears laughing. It was a dude on the back of his pickup truck, like a good old country boy.
Mm-hmm.
He had a fishing rod in his hand, and he had the strings strung out, and there was a donut on the end of it, and there was a cop car that was pulling up.
Oh, wow.
And the cop gets on his intercom,
Yeah.
and he says, "Is that a glazed?"
That's fun.
Obviously staged. Don't care.
Yeah,
It was
still
hilarious.
funny. I got to seek that out. But yeah, you can always participate with us on that text line. That's 47142. You just have to start it off with Real Radio.
I am surprised some of the things people say to cops. Shocked. Like that girl. Like, what? Like, I don't care. What are you thinking? I mean, it worked, obviously, so you can't say anything when you get pulled over. And I also think it depends, like, the attitude of the cop. If the cop's cool, then it'll be all right.
Well, how many times do we see where it turns physical?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, because it goes to a point where people feel that they don't have to, listen and sometimes.
And guess what? It never works out for those people.
Never.
They should just get that. Like, it's never going to work out in your favor.
That's my point. I always say, be polite to a male or female officer anytime you get pulled over. Show them respect, and you probably got a better chance of getting out.
And if you're in the right and they're in the wrong, it'll play out in court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that doesn't suck. I'm sure it does. I mean, if there really isn't anything that you should have been pulled, if there's something serious, if you are in the right and the officer is in the wrong, I mean, that does happen from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Let the court system do its job. Don't confront the officer. It's not going to end well.
No, 100%. It is not going to end well. I think at nighttime, too, is a whole different thing with police officers. You have to be very careful. I think they're more on alert when you're at night, so you should be a little bit more, respectful and everything like that. And if you're a wise ass, it's not going to help. But people are, and it's not a good thing. And,
that's why I mentioned the thing earlier about your palms. I mean, that just puts them at ease.
You're right.
That's all that it is. If they're at ease and they don't have to, because, man, I tell you, there's a lot of stories out there of some really wacky people and what they do.
True.
Yeah, people
these
panic.
officers were just not far from here, that state trooper that was shot, pulling over, routine pullover.
Well, you never know when you're pulling somebody over what state of mind they're in, what they have in their car, what they're doing maybe illegal.
I think that one text was a joke, and I'm sorry, Franny. We can get back to the rest of the text.
No, that was fine.
As far as the drugs in the trunk, I've also heard the joke of the body, other than the body in the trunk. I mean, it's a joke we've heard before, but, and as long as they got a good sense of humor. But
if they don't,
there are some where that isn't a joke. So.
No, it's definitely not. I saw something way out of control a couple months ago with a gentleman at a parking spot with a cop, and he was a wise ass to the cop, and the next thing you know, it was not funny. Over something so simple as a parking spot. He parked where he shouldn't have. He wasn't handicapped. And he gave the guy a wise ass answer, and the guy wasn't having it. And just like that, you got a problem. You're not going to have a problem with it. You're not going to have a problem trying to win some tickets, right, Jimmy?
Yep, we got a pair of general admission passes to the Tastings, our food, wine, craft beer, and music event that's going on Saturday, November 11th at the Tanger Outlets in Palm Beach. You can experience unlimited samplings of some of the area's best food, wine, craft beers, and spirits. Tickets are on sale now, starting at just $25, or you can also get limited VIP tickets, getting you in an hour early for just $40. You can get all the details and purchase your tickets now at pbtastings.com. But why not win a pair of general admission passes right now? Give us a call, 877-927-6969. We're going to do Who's Most Likely To?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right. And that's where Franny reads a scenario. The three of us vote amongst ourselves who's most likely to fit that scenario. And you have to guess who we voted for. And I see the phone lines are lighting up, so I'm going to get some people lined up here, and we'll get going in a minute.
I love it. So if you've not been to this event, you're missing out. In fact, I believe the three of us will be there at least at one point. I'm not sure. I know I'm going to be there. Definitely that Saturday. It should be a great, great time. As Jimmy mentioned, unlimited food from places like the Yard House are going to be there this year. Beef Jerky Experience, Chicago Hot Dogs, Hurricane Dockside. If you like sweets, we got Cookie Plug coming in. Ooh. And then, you're going to have some local craft beer places, spirits, wine. It truly is a great time. And then you're going to have your favorites, and maybe you're not so favorites, but hopefully all your favorites from the family of iHeart radio stations are going to be out there representing.
Great job. You're going to have an opportunity to win. You'll definitely have a good time, and you'll enjoy yourself. And you're outside enjoying South Florida. Friday, we'll be outside. Greek Gridiron hits the road as we'll be at Strike Cigar Lounge, Royal Palm Plaza. And Boca, stop by. It's Beat Evan now. It used to be Beat Greek. Now it's Beat Evan. Stop by and have a cigar with us. If you don't smoke, it doesn't matter. Have a beverage, have a Tito's, maybe have a cappuccino, and try out their humidor. They have hundreds of cigars in there. You'll have a good time at Strike Cigar Lounge. Always a good time for Strikes. And we'll be there this Friday from 10 to 2. Continuing on Greek's Gridiron. So far, only one winner, and that is Evan. You could be the next winner to compete for that big grand prize in January, and you'll be on your way to Vegas, Circa, Hotel and Casino, and you'll get a golf cart for 4, which is a beautiful golf cart. This is definitely the biggest prize we've had in years. Always had some big prizes for Greek's Gridiron, but a Vegas trip, hotel and airfare, and a golf cart, This is huge. This is really big. So stop down at Strikes this Friday from 10 to 2. We'll be there having a good time and get ready to play. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved and you're an opportunity to win tickets for this event. I see all the phone lines are jammed. We come back at 12 o'clock. I'm going to give you a big announcement that was just made about the state of Florida that might put a smile on some people's face. That'll be at 5 after 12 after Fun Facts.
Can't wait to hear it.
Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready, and we're starting today's contest with JJ. JJ, welcome to the Penthouse.
What's up, guys?
JJ, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I've been trying to get through on Fridays, man. I'm 1-0 against you in the gridiron. I will get you at 2-0.
Wow, you sound pretty confident there, JJ.
Can you make it down this Friday to Boca, or no, you're not able to?
I can't make it down there because I work, but I'm trying to get through on the phones, and I know I can make it 2-0.
All right. Well, that sounds very confident. You got a couple more opportunities in November and December. So I hope you can play me, and I'm going to kick your ass, JJ, now. All right?
The gauntlet has been dropped. Well, JJ, until that happens, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of general admission passes to Tastings. That's going on November 11th at the Tanger Outlets in Palm Beach. Franny's going to read a scenario, and if you'll just hang tight, we're going to vote amongst ourselves who's most likely to fit that scenario, and then you just have to guess who we voted for. Okay, bud?
All right.
All right. I feel good about this, JJ. You're going to call in next Friday when we're in studio. You're going to beat the Greek, and then the next day you're going to tell him, like, hey, I'm JJ, who's going to beat you over here at the Tastings event.
And then you're going to drive your new golf cart to Tastings.
We won't have that yet. All right, let's get this done. Out of the three of us, Jimmy, Greek, or Franny, who is most likely to get blocked by a celebrity on Twitter? Hold on 1 second.
All right, out of the three of us, JJ, Greek, Francis, or myself, Jimmy, who's most likely to get blocked by a celebrity on social media?
Wow. This is not an easy one. Should I go with my head or go with my heart? I think I'm going to have to take Greek.
No. That was a bad guess.
Yeah.
You hope you get better guesses.
That was
when you
bad.
vote.
There was no guesses bad, but the majority voted for Jimmy.
Well, I'm not on social media.
Yeah, he's not on social media, and Jimmy's a bit more active. Him and I are, but some of yours posts are a little out there, so maybe.
Maybe, yeah. It's not really. I don't get into it with celebrities too much, but I guess if you had to pick out of the three of us, yeah.
Sorry,
All
JJ.
right, sorry,
Talk to you
JJ.
soon, JJ.
Next up, we have Justin on the line. Justin, welcome to the Penthouse.
What's going on, Penthouse? How we doing?
We're doing good, Justin. How are you today?
Doing great on a beautiful Wednesday.
Oh, good.
It is a beautiful day. It felt so nice this morning. All right, Justin, you know how this works?
Yes.
All right, just give us a moment for us to place our votes, and then Jimmy will cue you for your answer. So, out of Jimmy, Greek, or Franny, who is most likely to leave only a handful of cereal in the box?
All right, we have our answer, Justin. Out of the three of us, Greek, Francis, or myself, Jimmy, who's most likely to only leave a handful of cereal in the box?
I'm going to say the Greek.
And you would be correct.
Where you get that from? Are you kidding me? I'm the guy buying the cereal. Why would I leave a handful? Justify your answer. No?
You don't have to justify your answer.
I don't know. I just heard box and figured Greek. All right, Justin.
See, that's a justified answer.
Great job, Justin. I'm going to put you on hold. If you can hang tight for a couple minutes, we'll get you set up with those tickets to Tastings. All right, buddy?
Awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, and as Jimmy mentioned, if you want to get those tickets and cannot call in at 11:45, you can always go to pbtastings.com. We have the VIP tickets. It's a limited amount of tickets, and those are $40. Gets you in an hour earlier than everybody else to have the unlimited sampling of some of the area's best food, wine, craft beers, and spirits. It's pbtastings.com, and then we're going to be back at it tomorrow giving away tickets for Creed.
877-927-6969. If you had a great excuse when you got pulled over for a traffic situation, let us know. Also, how was your Halloween? Maybe something happened really crazy, or maybe you won a costume contest. and you want to put some cash in your pocket. Any of those things are on the table, and you could always ask us anything you like. On the Penthouse, we will always give you an honest answer.
Franny had that What the Florida story about the woman that drugged the dude, gave him the antifreeze to kill him, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a Florida story, but yeah, North Dakota it happened.
North Dakota,
but yeah,
yep.
crazy story.
Actually, that sounded like it would be a What the Florida
Right.
story, doesn't it? Well, apparently they didn't take this relationship test, so we've got one here, and I tell you, this is just going to show what you find on TikTok these days.
Okay.
Apparently there is I don't know if it's been around a while or if it's just this woman's take, but anyway, a hopeful honeys are putting prospective partners to a viral test praying that their sweeties pass with flying colors.
And this has nothing to do with the Barbie movie?
Nope.
Okay.
And if they don't, that means it's time to fly the coop. And the reason why they're using all those references of flying is because it's called the bird test. And from what I can understand, this is a self-inflicted name that this particular woman gave it. Here's a Gen Zer to explain it, a couple Gen Zers to explain it.
Apparently, a lot of people don't know what the bird test is, which I'm sure there's like a better name for it, but that's wild to me because I live and die by the bird test.
Research has shown the single biggest determining factor in whether a happy relationship will last. When one partner says, "Oh, that's a beautiful bird outside," does the other partner respond with something like, "Wow, that is beautiful," or do they blow their partner off and ignore the bird?
Now, it's also kind of along the lines of a self-interest type of a thing, right? So the woman in the audio clip went into more detail, saying she and a new friend were sipping drinks at a Starbucks, and the new friend being a possible interest, a love interest. So they're at a Starbucks, and when she looked out the window and noticed a woodpecker. After mentioning it to her coffee date, the pair spent the next 10 minutes Googling facts about the birds and talking about it.
Oh, it's interesting.
Because of this, she regarded the other person's immediate interest as an indicator of lasting chemistry. Chemistry is what it's all based on, right? You see something, you have all of a sudden, it just makes you have a conversation about that type of thing.
Okay.
However, if your partner blows you off and they don't even acknowledge you or acknowledge what it is you were talking about, oh, cool, woodpecker, and then they just kind of move on, then you just don't have as much, I mean, really, doesn't that just kind of come down to common sense as far as common interest or something if somebody's interested in what you're talking about?
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was a barometer whether or not the thing was going to last because you might not have an interest in it. You might be like, right. Doesn't mean I don't care about you or want to be with you.
And one time is one thing, two times, it's something that you kind of pick up on over times. So if I'm having coffee with a woman I'm interested in dating and I randomly bring up sex wings and she blows me off, no connection?
Probably
is that
not.
how that works?
No. I mean, if sex wings are that important to you, then I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah. I mean,
Deal
I'm
breaker?
not referencing me personally, of
I
course.
thought you were.
When couples break up, it's usually not because of issues like big fights or infidelity, and this is from a psychologist. More often, it's a result of the resentment and distance that builds up over time when partners continually turn away from bids of connection. So again, that time spent together, that time communicating over common likes. I can see this if you're talking about mutual interest, but a random, crystal chandelier, and all of a sudden somebody doesn't kind of join in the conversation. I think that's where you were alluding to a little bit there, Greek, and I'm sure you might agree, Fran. I mean, one time I don't think is a big deal, but
over and over again,
yeah, you just don't have common interests, and you don't,
or they don't care what you have to say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it can be on a more, just regular level if they come home at night or whatever, and they're talking about your day. What happened today? And the other person's like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because that's a big thing to people, sharing your day.
If it sounds like Charlie Brown teacher in your ear, wah. I mean, I think that's a pretty good indicator. And you should know that too yourself. And I'm sure you do. Now, whether or not you admit to it or do anything about it is different. But
sure.
Yeah.
And everybody has so many different thoughts in their head about relationships. And like we talk about life. But you should care about the person in your life, what they're going through, and their everyday things. How was it like to work with Greek today? Oh, God, don't even ask. 877-927-6969. If you got a test, let us know.
I have just quick breaking. I don't know if you saw this, but it does look like on December 7th, craps, roulette, and sports betting are set to launch to the public. That's happening Thursday, December 7th at all 3 Seminole casinos in South Florida.
It's big.
It's huge.
That was my announcement after Fun Facts.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, was that after breaking? I'm sorry. I just took that away from you.
You want me to top that?
That was my bad. That was my bad. Yeah, it just came through the text line.
Yes.
So thank you so much for sending that.
I heard about it last weekend and was not allowed to speak about it. But now it's out in the public, so congratulations for them. And they're going to have sports betting. So, Jimmy, we can go on your app and go crazy.
Can't wait.
Yeah, go wait for that. And they're going to have craps and roulette. So, if
Are you excited about the roulette, too? Is that going to bring you back in the casinos?
I don't know. I mean, if you thought that Hard Rock was brutal to get in before.
Yeah.
Halloween night, I was with somebody trying to get a room. And I was trying to help them, and it was no luck. But the price that they were throwing out there, I'll tell you when we come back, it will blow your mind. I mean, I've never seen a higher price in my life. It is the Penthouse. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Download the app and then take us anywhere.
Except maybe there. Get it from your app store. Search for iHeartRadio.
Hayes the Greek and Jimmy from the Penthouse join us at Tanger Outlets Palm Beach for Tastings, the unlimited food, wine, craft beer, and music event.
Sample foods from some of Palm Beach's best restaurants all in one place. It's Tastings, Saturday, November 11th at Tanger Outlets.
Unlimited samples, fine wine and craft beers, and live entertainment.
Get your advance tickets now for just $25 or take advantage of our VIP experience, getting you in an hour early.
Get all the details at pbtastings.com. That's pbtastings.com.
Tastings, presented by FAMU's Mary. Visit mmeri.famu.edu. Mary, educate, learn, talk.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Yeah, fiberglass and cardboard all over the roadway. This is on 95 northbound, just on the south side of Forest Hill Boulevard. And some more debris in Lake Worth, northbound 95 by 10th Avenue North. The center and left lane blocked with debris there. Turnpike accident-free. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by CoveringFlorida.org. If you don't have access to health insurance through an employer, a navigator may be able to help you find affordable coverage through the federal marketplace. And the service is free. Visit online at CoveringFlorida.org.
Hayes the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Excuse me? What happened to my grocery store?
This is your grocery store.
No, this is
a farmer's market?
Yes.
Well, sure. Any grocery store is like a farmer's market when you shop fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida produce is locally grown by Florida farmers and always sold in season at the peak of freshness.
Well, that's a fresh new way to shop.
Fresh from Florida brings the farmer's market to wherever you buy groceries. Look for our logo or ask for Fresh from Florida.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Are you ready to go back to the summer of '99? Creed is back. Summer of '99 tour. For the first time in more than a decade, with very special guests. 3 Doors Down. Plus, Finger 11. Saturday, September 21st at iThink Financial Amphitheater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Creed with 3 Doors Down.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by New South Factory Direct Windows.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever to the rescue this year. The Hess truck's here.
It's the Hess Police Truck and Cruiser with sirens, lights, wheelie action, and battering ram. Free shipping and batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I always surrender when I step on a plane. I don't freak out about it. I don't mind flying at all. I've been through some rough turbulence and things like that before. Mm-hmm. I just, I know the planes are built well, and I know if it's my time, it's my time. I pretty much surrender. I'm like, well, if this is the way it is, this is the way it is. Nothing you can do about it once you're off the ground.
Nope.
It's not like I'm going to go ahead and bring this down like some movie. Don't worry about it, guys. I got it. I have a video game.
I'd let the tower try and talk me down, but I would alert the folks on board that this doesn't look good. Get in your crash positions. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Lex drive a car, we know this isn't going to do well.
Not
Let's just
true.
say he gets us on the ground. We're going to drive through a building or something.
Not true, man. I'm the exact guy you want doing this because I don't care.
Okay.
I will fearlessly land that plane. It's just a question of how well I land it. And where?
Yeah, if it was between you and Dee and Sarah, and all of a sudden they said one of you guys got to bring the plane down, oh boy, I think I would have to select Dee.
I would too.
Yeah.
He's very good at managing computers and equipment and machines in times of crisis.
He's good at that, but also he's also, you know, I don't think he's the calmest guy.
You haven't chosen. You did not choose wisely.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
You been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday, day after Halloween, first day in November. I will spell Wednesday for you later, but not November. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what is going on?
And now it's time for some fun facts about apricots.
It's Freddy's Fun Facts.
No. So today is a few holidays. You know, I like to share them with you. It's National Deep Fried Clams Day, if you like your clams deep fried. National Cinnamon Day.
You deep fried clams?
Yeah, deep fried clams.
I've never heard of that in my life.
No?
Huh.
Clam strips?
No.
It's very popular in Florida.
Oh, see. Anything deep fried I might like.
You can deep fry. Yeah, they're very. You can find them almost on. Well, I don't want to say almost, but a lot of sports bar menus. It's that kind of.
kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finger food. It's National Calzone Day.
Oh, calzone.
That's good.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
And it's another day today, which is a holiday, a holy holiday, shall I call it. It's All Saints Day.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I should step up and take a bow.
Should you? Why?
I'm a saint.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm a saint. I don't even know why I asked. So, All Saints Day.
I don't either.
Celebrated.
I mean, if you believe it, it will come true.
That's why I should have just known. All Saints Day is celebrated November 1st in Western Christianity and the first Sunday following the Pentecost, if I'm saying that right, in Eastern Christianity. The claim is of course, it has Greek and Italian roots.
Should I say more? I mean, come on.
The first All Saints Day was celebrated in Rome in May of 609. They said some believe that All Saints Day is a result of the Greek Christian tradition of the 4th century when a festival was held to honor saints and martyrs on the Sunday following. Am I saying that right, you? Because I don't know much about church and Catholic religion. Pentecost?
I'm not sure. I'm really not. But it's good enough because I would have messed it up more.
Oh, come on, Mr. Saint.
Yeah, I thought you knew. I thought you were a saint.
I know what it is to be a saint because my behavior is like a saint. And I am a role model. I don't have to know where it came from. I'm just taking a torch. Man, it's hot in here.
Mexico celebrates All Saints Day with a week-long celebration. They say the celebration includes festivals, parades, and all kinds of dances.
Oh, we should go.
The football team.
Everybody wears Greek masks.
I'll be there in like a month. The football team,
You're
another
going
vacation.
Are you kidding me?
I just like how I slip it in there.
What are you going to Mexico for?
Just, all of these things. The football.
He doesn't care.
I know he doesn't. So
I do care. I love you.
The football team called the New Orleans Saints, I'm going to call them New Orleans, however you like to say it, was given its name because of the large Catholic Church population.
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. Some All Saints Day feasts include Irish bread with fruit. What else, G-Man?
What else they have on Saints Day?
Yeah, what's the feasts that they include? As a saint, you should know.
Wine and crackers.
No.
Stone crabs and steak.
No, it sounds delicious, but not on this.
Coffee ice cream.
Okay.
With chocolate syrup.
We're still specifically talking about Greek.
Greek. There's a surprise.
Yes. Soul cakes, whatever that is. Cabbage served with boiled potatoes.
Oh, I'm not going to have that.
No?
I'm going to pass on the cabbage.
Symbols that are commonly associated with All Saints Day are?
Greek's face.
How'd you know?
I don't know. Angels?
Specific saints, the crown, and the hand of God.
That's Greek's hand.
Yeah. That's what I was waiting for him to say.
You're going to get as close as you'll get, buddy. There you go. High five.
G-Man, you should know this because I'm sure people sing it to you. The songs that are commonly sung on All Saints Day include?
I'm all shook up.
Anything from Rihanna.
Umbrella, I was going to say that. Rehab.
No. It says I sing a song of the saints of God and for all the saints.
For all the saints, come marching in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it there for your
I got to call my mom
All
later.
Saints Day. Fun
I
fact.
guarantee she knows it's All Saints Day. Guaranteed. It's something where you think about, like, when we were talking about Halloween. My mother used to keep count. I remember many kids would come to the house. And then she would, like, tell me that night or the next day. And then year to year, she'd be like, it's down a little.
Will she have one of those clickers?
She would write it down. She would just little stick, numbers, and she would always keep it.
I mean, we had people
Little
texting stick numbers.
Hold on.
Little sticks, lines.
Stick numbers.
Little sticks every 5. Come on. Everybody played pinochle once in a while, gin rummy. It's National Saints Day. Yeah. I'm going to church later. I'll be like, you guys have a check for me?
Oh, goodness.
I am giving you, get it going.
She would tally. She used tally marks and stuff.
Yeah, and she would always be here. She'd be like, whatever.
I'm guessing that's what you mean by stick numbers.
Whatever,
Okay.
Franny. Who cares?
All right.
It's National Saints Day. You know that's the Saint. Like, come on.
So somebody texted in, and they have a friend who's a cop, and they said that that the cop friend told him a lot of reason why cops won't take donuts or any food from people is due to the fact that they may be laced with poison or drugs in them.
They won't.
They will not.
Yeah.
They said yes, because we were talking about a couple of jokes. You said there was this one funny TikTok video.
Yeah.
Somebody had a donut at the end of a fishing line. So if you ever try to give them, it doesn't. Not to say not all won't, but I understand why.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and a serious note, I mean, you just see a cop and you walk up with a box of them.
Yeah.
No, I would think that they would be smart enough not to.
Yes.
Just give them the money.
I mean, we typically, anytime we get food here, we'll typically eat it if it comes from you guys, but we should think about it twice, too. It could be laced with drugs or poison.
Every now and then I've thought about that.
Yeah.
But typically we know who it's coming from.
True.
But you would never think that because, you're a good person. You think the people giving it to you is going out of their way as good people.
Of course.
Who would think that? I mean, like you said, the guy earlier, that story, when his wife killed him with the antifreeze. I mean, who the hell thinks that you got to worry about your wife or husband?
It was a girlfriend, yeah.
Well, whatever
Because he was
she
gonna break
is.
up with her.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. So if you got around and bring by some pizza or stone crabs later.
Hey, don't worry. Don't worry. We're
In
still
honor of
asking.
Greek for Saints Day.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to talk about it at 10 o'clock. I knew it was Saints Day, so I was waiting. I said, I don't want to talk about it.
Is there any more details that we didn't get into from that text about the gambling?
It's going to start December 7th.
7th, okay.
I did hear something about this over the weekend from a very good source, but I was not allowed to say anything. And it's more focused on, the big focus for us and a lot of people talk about is sports betting, but it's going to have dice and roulette, which is huge.
Craps and roulette, sports betting are set to launch. It's going to be on a Thursday.
Yeah, that's huge. That's going to happen because that's the one thing. And
so right now they don't have table games there.
No.
They only have blackjack, card games.
Yes, and they have
poker, blackjack.
Poker, blackjack. Okay.
Yeah, they have slot machines that you can play roulette.
Right.
Electronic roulette.
Yeah, that I've done for years. And they have dice games that you can play as in the machine, but not live. And this is a huge thing for them.
Because they have the Gulfstream Park, the casino that's there. I've seen that in the past. I haven't been able to get down to Hard Rock yet, but that's what we've heard. So
all 6 Seminole casinos, they said they're going to have a star-studded celebration in December for the launch of craps, roulette, and sports betting at all 6 of the casinos. So.
Now, the Hard Rock in Tampa, from the sources that I've heard, and you can probably check this out, is the most profitable casino in the country. Hard Rock in Tampa.
Really?
I've heard that from more than one person. I would say at least 10. Most profitable casino in the country.
Interesting.
It takes in the most. It's a lot. Now, you would think somebody in Vegas, but there is tons of casinos in Vegas. Don't forget that. But that one, they said in Tampa, just crushes it beyond belief.
Okay. All right.
And
there's probably something to be said about that, right? I mean, with the high volume of casinos, and how many casinos are in Tampa?
I believe 1.
I mean, if they're the only game in town.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, but in the country, that's surprising. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you because you do know more about this than most of us, but that's surprising. It is.
I was told this about a month ago from a couple of people, and I was shocked about it.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. To me, that's from, hearing about Vegas and Atlantic City and all these big places, but I guess they have more competition there, too.
Yeah. Just like Live Nightclub is the most successful nightclub in the world.
Yes, I do understand that. I mean, that place is absolutely insane. So you were talking a little bit, Jimmy, about a relationship test. Now, you may want to take this relationship test after hearing this because this is the most common things that people hate about their partners, according to therapists.
So Carla and I have to take this test together?
This is not a test, but I'm saying after what you said, the relationship, what is it, the bird test?
Mm-hmm, the bird test.
Maybe if there's a lot of things on here that you're like, yeah, I really don't like this about this person, then you might want to pay attention to maybe taking that bird test to see if you belong together. So these are the most common things, according to therapists, that people hate about their partners. The first thing on here is each other's friends. They said when you're in a serious relationship with someone, you welcome their friends into your life too. A lot of times, people don't like your friends. They said it should bring added joy to your lives with new friendships and adventures, but sometimes it can add extra stress and frustrations.
Yeah, me personally, I couldn't see that, but I guess some people, if you're hanging around them a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Then maybe.
Yeah. And if they're a bad influence, or if you perceive them to be a bad influence.
Yes.
Yep. This is kind of with that test you talked about, the bird test, dismissing you and your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about things, most common things that people hate about their partners, which is definitely down the same line. They said this is a common one that this one therapist faces. She says they talk about feelings like their partner's not interested in them or their feelings. This can lead to loneliness, disconnection, and a reduced sense of worth.
I think something with that, and I think we've all learned this, at least I have, is that if you don't deem it to be a problem, you can't dismiss it because it's a problem to somebody you're with. So if it's a problem to them, then it's a problem to you. If you just say, I don't see it as a problem, it could be anything. You know what? I went to go get coffee and Starbucks was closed early. Whatever it is, if you shrug it off, then I think that's where you start to have a little bit of problem and there's more and more separation, like they're saying.
Another one here is their anger. They said, listen, anger is a primal emotion and there's acceptable and unacceptable ways to show anger in a relationship. You know, it's a normal emotion that we all have to deal with, but when faced with an angry partner, if you feel frightened or the way that you don't want to anger them, like you feel like you're walking on eggshells,
not good.
Typically that's not a good sign. Not necessarily saying that they will do anything to you, but just having to deal with the anger, the wrath that they have.
Yeah, well, you're always on edge, and you also, what I think that causes, you don't want to be totally honest because you don't want to piss the person off. I mean, I think that people have that obviously in relationships, but also with their boss.
And that's things like you try to have a conversation and it goes straight from talking to yelling. And it should be something, the communication is not working out there. They said the relationship with money, talking about common things that people hate about their partners, according to therapists.
Yeah.
Said it may not be the sexiest thing on the planet, but having good financial compatibility is one of the things long-term relationships are built on.
Because I think two people don't think alike about money, and I think it even goes back to how you're raised in your house. Again, this is just my opinion. The value of it, working for it, and if the other person doesn't see it that way, that's an issue. And
Number one, usually.
Yeah, I mean, you could be like, hey, all the bills are paid, right? And everything's good. So then in my mind, I might be like, well, then we can do whatever we want. Somebody might be like, nope, bills are paid, that's fine, and we got to save 50%.
Right.
And that's a problem because you're like, what do you mean? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I want to put $3,000 on the Vikings.
Yeah.
It's my money, bitch.
Yeah.
You ain't paying anything.
And then finally here, if there's anything you want to add, what do you hate about your partner? Just kidding. The most common things that people hate about their partners, according to therapists, their social awkwardness. Said Dr. Charlotte says that this is another common one that she sees with her clients. She said often clients talk about feeling uncomfortable with their partner's social behavior with their friends or family. They're like, when our partner misfires socially, it can feel like we want the ground to open up underneath us. This makes sense if we think about how important it is for us to feel a sense of belonging, right? Being part of a social tribe and how worried we might feel if our partner is not selected for that tribe is what she says. So maybe, they're an introvert and you're an extrovert and it just doesn't work out.
Isn't that sort of a part of liking your friends too? Right?
Yeah, it can be.
Getting
Absolutely.
along with their friends. You don't want to go over to their friends with the old Christmas party or Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving type thing.
But sometimes people just, are just socially awkward. They're just not comfortable around people. Right. And if you are one who is, it may not work out.
I mean, any of those things that I think you listed are there. And maybe that's why there is a high percentage of relationships that don't last. And if both of you guys have successful relationships, so you're doing something right.
I think you're going to start seeing that last one more and more as this generation comes up that feels or at least seems to act more isolated too.
I agree.
That when you get into those social circles as you get a little bit older and with another partner in your life, you might find that compatibility might not be there.
They find that a lot of times issues with work by people who are in their 50s to people in their 20s, just can't communicate back and forth. Here in a lot of different industries, people complain about it. And the other thing is, don't even want to talk about it. Send an email, send a text. That's it. It's done. You know what I mean? And people who work right down the hall from each other, different things like that. It's what you're saying. A lot of it is generation where they're just like, I'm not doing that, or I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
I sent you something.
That's a little different with work because, I mean, if you want the job, then you do what needs to be done for the job versus a relationship where you want to have a little bit more compatibility, I think. I mean, I would want to get along at work as well.
Of course.
But I think a relationship's a little bit more, well, you don't have to. Well, in a job, you might have to. You might have to do things you don't want to do.
Oh, yeah. I think in a relationship, you do things you don't want to do sometimes, but you should. You know what I mean? You got to care about the other person. That's what it's really about caring about the other person and their needs and what they're saying. I mean, again, but at the end of the day, it works for some people and some people don't.
And some people have the I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Gene. Some people have that.
And if they have that, you can't change it.
No.
There's no. Well, first of all, I don't think, in my experience, that you can change anybody. I think it's very hard to change people in certain ways and certain things. And if you could, maybe it's for a time being.
I don't know if you can necessarily change anybody. That person can change, but they have to want to change themselves.
Yes, everybody changes.
Yes.
You know, but it depends on how you want to approach it.
877-927-6969. If you want to give us a call about any of the things that we've talked about today, traffic tickets. What have you gotten out? What have you said that has given you a great excuse? And you're like, man, I got out that traffic ticket. Works every time, male or female. Stone crabs, where can you get a good price per pound?
Hey, speaking of stone crabs and food, and of course, we got Thanksgiving coming up. That's our next holiday. DiGiorno is going to be selling a Thanksgiving pizza. Now, let me see if this sounds interesting to either of you or you out there, 47142. Let us know. Is this something you would try? Because I tell you what, I think I would. Now, it's going to include turkey, gravy sauce, sweet potatoes, green beans, cranberries, mozzarella, cheddar, and some kind of crispy onion topping. I'm assuming that kind of goes with the green beans, like the green bean casserole,
like the French
right?
onion,
French onion,
the
right?
crispy onions,
Type thing. So it's all piled on a thick Detroit-style crust. It's really something. And judging by the responses online, people are optimistic that it won't taste disgusting. And I got to tell you, I saw a picture of it.
Okay.
And it doesn't look bad. The pizzas are not in stores, unfortunately, so you can only order them online. DiGiorno is releasing a limited number of them every Wednesday through Thanksgiving starting today. Each will cost $11.23. And they seem to be thinking that because Thanksgiving's on the 23rd this year,
yes,
that's the 11/23, number to go by. But if you go look at online for DiGiorno, you can order one there. Again, limited time. Doesn't sound all that bad because it doesn't have like regular red sauce. Because I can't imagine marinara with those other toppings that's on there. This just sounds almost like it's a like a what do you call that? Like a potluck or a one pot meal of a Thanksgiving meal. It's got all your typical trimmings for Thanksgiving. I don't know.
I would assume maybe like the gravy would be the base, like for the sauce.
Yeah, basically.
I would try it. Yeah, why not? Doesn't. And I saw the picture too.
Did you?
Yeah. It looks good.
I'm not really much for sweet potatoes, but I think with the rest of that involved with there, I don't know. I think it would kind of blend well together.
Yep. Don't hate it.
Yeah. Coming up, if you were interested, go check out DiGiorno online on their website. Maybe you can grab one. I'll see if I can get one.
877-927-6969. You could also text Jimmy at realradio921.com. Or you can text us, Real Radio 47142, if you want to get involved with the show. It is National Saints Day. Maybe you can call up and say, hey, I know a saint. How about that? We'll come back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing a little bit.
One of the best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We're looking good for the most part along 95. Just one accident off to the shoulder southbound in Boca. This is just south of Glades Road. It's on the right shoulder. You're heading out along the turnpike, a smooth ride. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
For the ones who get it done, The most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. A better career, bigger house, faster car. But have you thought maybe you're just hungry? Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get and just as easy to cook up. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Sure, they're not the keys to a new sports car, but Fresh from Florida recipes are a satisfying, tastier kind of success. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
If you lease your car and you've tried to sell it but can't get the process completed due to harsh restrictions from the lease company, don't sweat it. GiveMeTheVin.com is not only America's best car buyer, we are also America's best lease buyer. Just go to GiveMeTheVin.com and put your info into our super short form. We'll automatically make an instant offer that's weighed against your lease payoff, so you can get your lease funded and whammo, you're all good. All at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best lease buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's the Greek for Strike Cigar Lounge, my favorite place to kick back and enjoy a cigar and enjoy South Florida. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd, 10 to 2. Penthouse will be there. Stop down, enjoy Strike Cigar Lounge, the beautiful patio, the great humidor, and the perfect atmosphere. If you love cigars and you want a great place to kick back, it's Strike Cigar Lounge. Greek's Gridiron this Friday, November 3rd. Stop down and beat me. Puff, puff, baby. Peace.
Football is back. Come on out to Charlie's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Kansas City from Germany. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Miller Lite during all college and pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 9:30 a.m. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHOSEN for an extra 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHOSEN for a 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. That's code CHOSEN.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text HAPPY to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think of Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price of participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Wednesday, November 1st. I will spell Wednesday later, but not November. If you didn't know this news, it broke around 12 o'clock. The Hard Rock Casino announced they will have sports betting and craps and roulette starting December 7th in the state of Florida. So if you're a gambler or maybe just enjoy to throw the dice a little or watch that ball spin around or bet, December 7th, you could do it. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
Hey, happy Wednesday.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
All right, college football last night released their first top four for the playoff. And so far, it is Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, and Florida State 4. All four teams that are in the top four are undefeated. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I do think Georgia will still pass Ohio State because Ohio State plays Michigan. And Florida State, if they run the table, could get into the playoff and compete for the national championship. And that was last night. It is the first one that was released. The Raiders lost on Monday Night Football, and Davis, the owner, son of Al Davis, said he's not happy, expect changes. Well, the next day he fired the coach and the general manager. They are both fired. Don't ever worry about when a coach gets fired in NFL or GM because they still get paid their money. They're out of a job, but they get paid. And usually for most people, high percentage, you get fired, you get 2 weeks, and they tell you to screw. So these guys are always fine. Josh McDaniel, I bet he'll end up back with the Patriots. He was the offensive coordinator for years with Brady. And this is the second time he's been fired as a head coach. They should not give him a job again as head coach. He definitely cannot handle it. And he's made some really bad personnel decisions in both places, in Denver and with the Raiders. And there was a baseball game last night. That's right, the World Series played, and the Rangers beat Arizona 11-7, and they are up 3-1, going for a finale tonight. And it'll be the first time ever the Texas Rangers, if they win, will be World Series champs. And the big thing with them this year in the playoffs, 4 rounds, they are undefeated on the road. They have not lost one game on the road. That is amazing, and it usually does spell success, just like this time. We'll see what happens tonight. I believe the first pitch is 8:07 in Arizona, and that is your lunchtime trifecta. So Puff Daddy was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, celebrating. He has a new album coming out, first one in 30 years, and Jimmy Kimmel was asking him a couple of questions. And my question to you guys, he got into when he was dating J-Lo, and I guess years ago, Will Smith and Jada Smith wanted J-Lo for a threesome. And Puff Daddy's bodyguard at the time said that Puff Daddy wanted to beat up Will Smith. So Jimmy Kimmel asked him about it, and Puff Daddy was not happy about the question. He goes, man, this show has changed. And he said, you can't believe everything you hear. Now, do you think they know all the questions that get thrown at them when they go on any talk show, or do you think there are some surprises, or do you think it depends on the host, somebody like Kimmel who's been around for years?
I think it depends on the host, and I think a majority, yes, because they do sit down. This is what we're going to talk about. They're handlers typically. Sure. This is what I want you to talk about. This is something I don't want you to mention. And maybe because this happened so long ago. I mean, we're talking in the 90s, right? When he was with J-Lo, that maybe he didn't think that Jimmy Kimmel was going to bring this up, so it may not have been on the let's not talk about this list.
Yeah, he said to Jimmy, I thought we were friends.
And I think to keep an interview a bit exciting, you throw something in there that maybe catches him off guard.
Yeah, his new album is about love. Puff Daddy's whole persona has changed now. His middle name is changed to Love. The album is called Love, and that's all he wants to do is talk about love.
Puff Love Daddy?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah. He changed.
So he's no longer Sean Diddy Combs.
I think he's Puff Love Combs. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Changed his name.
So no more Daddy or Diddy or nothing, huh?
I don't believe so. But I haven't seen his American Express card lately, and I wish I did.
It's got to be a lot of work changing your name that many times.
Well, he's got assistants. But yeah, I watched it, and it didn't seem like he knew it was coming. And he was like, "Where's this coming from?" He goes, "I'm just telling your bodyguard said you wanted to beat him up. Is that true?"
No, but that's what he said. Speaking of love, interrupting, Kimmel did. He was like, I spoke when talking about his album. He said, I saw a guy on the internet the other day who said he used to be your security guard. So he said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome, and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
Yeah.
And Diddy responded with a long pause and stared at him. And he was like, yo, this show has gotten crazier since the last time I was here. No? And Kimmel's like, it's all about love, though. That's not true? And Diddy was like, yeah. He's like, you really heard that? So you could tell he was visibly upset, they said. And he said, yeah, I watched it on the internet recently.
You can't believe everything you see on the internet.
And of course, Kimmel pokes fun. He was like, you're telling me I can't believe everything that I read?
Yeah. You can tell when you watch it and if you've seen it live that he definitely was not happy about that at all and didn't expect it to come in the way he did. And that's why I said my question is, do you think that everything is? But something like that, I'm sure he just came out of nowhere and said, hey, this is what it's about. And he went for it. But yeah, it was interesting that he did ask him that question. He handled it cool, Puff Daddy. But he came out really like...
Oh, so it's Sean Love Combs is his name.
Okay.
Yes.
Sean
Love Combs.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you go up to him, make
is
sure
his legal name now on his birth certificate and his driver's license is what he said.
Everybody brings up Combs to him. Oh, I heard you love a comb. There you go.
Yes.
That's got to be a lot of paperwork, and I'm sure there's a little bit of a fee
well,
that's involved.
His new girl, he has a new baby daughter, and he said that her name, who they welcomed last year, was Love Sean Combs. That's her name. So he's Sean Love Combs, and she's Love Sean Combs.
As long as he's happy.
Yes.
I mean, that's the only thing. But Jimmy Kimmel is so funny. I do enjoy his show when I do get to watch it. I like him. I like Fallon. But yeah, he's just, I don't know what was said after the fact, or we was like, whatever. We'll see if he ever comes on again, and then you'll tell if it was real or not. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you've ever been pulled over, what is an excuse you've used that you got out of a ticket? And you'd be like, man, it's 100% every time. We've heard them. Late for work, have to go to the bathroom, medical emergency. Let us know if you have anything.
Yep, so it is lunchtime, and maybe you can't get up from your office chair, and you got to order some delivery, or maybe you're at home right now, working remotely, and you're like, you know what, I'm very comfortable right now. And so you're planning on using DoorDash. Well, they want you to know something. DoorDash is telling people, yo, if you order from us and you don't tip our delivery drivers, guess what? We're going to take our sweet ass time. That's what they said. They're warning that if you don't tip, you may have to wait.
That's brutal.
They said there's a pop-up that was added to the delivery service app in some regions. I haven't checked. I should check my app. This week, telling customers that orders with no tip may take longer to get delivered because a lot of times with the Uber Eats and the DoorDash, you know what you're tipping. The tip is there when you pay the bill,
Sure.
right? It's not after the fact. So they said that the companies say that drivers are going to prioritize the more profitable orders. It may not even take a job if they don't see a tip.
Wow.
So like the Uber, it's up to the driver whether or not they want to pick up that order or not. They can decide.
So if you call for food, will you know? Or they?
Well, you're not. Everything's via app.
Oh, all right. So you know that, hey, they're not picking up my. Maybe if their tip's not good enough, they might look at it that way too.
I mean, I'm sure they'll send you some kind of notification saying it's going to take longer or we're still searching for a driver or whatever the case may be.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Well, note to self, tip your delivery driver if you want your food. I mean, it's that easy.
Oh, no, I know, but it might have to
And
be.
I like how they're telling people it, and there's a warning. And I'm
Yeah.
curious to see, because they said in certain regions, if it's happening to us. But yeah, that's basically like they're going to prioritize the people who are tipping them over the ones who are not leaving anything.
Well, isn't that typically what people look to get a tip of? When we had the movers come over, I tipped them up front. I was like, here you go. I'm hoping that maybe they'll do take a little better job or
Quicker.
be more careful in that particular case. But yeah, I don't think there's any surprise in that. People,
Well,
they
it's
give
changed.
tips for stuff like that, for preferential treatment.
It's changed tremendously because years ago you'd order food, and again, you couldn't get food like you get today. Usually it was just pizza, you know what I mean, delivered, and the guy wouldn't know till you came.
Yeah.
Or Chinese food,
Yeah.
whatever you order, whatever food.
Now
you
it's all done ahead of time because it's all done with a debit or a credit card.
So they know going in.
They see it going into it, and if you got a 2% tip, they're going to take their sweet time.
Yeah, and be like, hey. I mean, you could even give 20%. There might be somebody 30, and they might be like, I'll go
Well,
to
no,
that.
they're not saying they're saying if you don't tip.
Yeah.
I mean, they may prioritize it and who gives you the better tip, but this says specifically if you don't tip.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder. Well, I guess it depends. Is there an option if you can, like zero tip here, but I want to give a cash tip? Because if you put I don't know.
Not on
That-
the app, not that I mean, you cannot tip and then maybe on the notes type in that you're going to do cash instead. That could be a possibility.
That would be the thing to do, I guess.
I
huh?
guess, I've never thought about that.
Speaking of tipping, and our little contest earlier, JJ was our first contestant today for our prize that we gave away earlier, the tasting steak. He sent me a video and kind of on the lines of tipping, and here's the audio of it, so you don't need the video to get what it's talking about.
Check this out. You grab your food yourself, you scan it yourself, you check out yourself, and it asks if you want to leave a tip. Who am I tipping? Myself?
Exactly. That's great. That was a dude grocery shopping.
Yep.
And he picked up a couple items, went to self-checkout, and prompted him to leave a tip.
And then you wonder those tips, who's getting them?
And you want to talk about not knowing.
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean, a case like that.
It's got to go to the company.
I mean, some of the times when we see that, like you go in to pick up a pizza, well, there's only 2 or 3 people there, or 4 people there, 5 or whatever. It's not that many, but at a grocery store, who gets it? The manager, the guy in produce, the guy in frozen
The
food.
grocery store is
Who gets it?
ridiculous to ask for a tip there.
Yeah.
It really is. I have to see if I can find the news piece because I didn't read it myself, but my husband did say he was watching the news, or I don't know, he was reading something, and he said that they may charge you these days now extra, like an extra fee to get checked out by a person at the grocery store.
Oh, that sucks.
Then instead of using self-checkout, there's going to be a small fee added to it.
Oh,
Is that not ridiculous?
Because usually when you do a checkout, when you do the self one, you got to use your debit card or credit card. A lot of them. Some have cash. But some,
I've seen some with cash,
Yeah.
but yes.
So now they're gonna charge you more if you want to deal with a person. Wow.
Yeah, I got to see if he can send me where he saw that. But yeah, that
pretty
they were
wild.
talking about, a small fee that they're going to be adding if somebody's going to be checking you out.
But that's
So
crazy. But so
self-checkout.
is things on airplanes that we got for free for years that now you got to pay for a pillow.
I'm starting to see some. There's one hardware box store that there are no cashiers. None. Zero.
Huh.
So you can only self-checkout. I mean, again, they have 3 people standing back there to help if there's a problem. So it's not like they're ignoring the customers at checkout, but there's 0 people at an actual register ringing up your order.
That's crazy. Jimmy, who do we have on hold?
We have Katie on hold. Katie, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hi, how are you?
We're great, Katie. How are you?
Good. So you guys were talking about excuses to get off getting a speeding ticket?
Yes.
Well, I'm a horrible person because I was at my friend's house, and she had just gotten dumped by her fiancé.
Okay.
And I was going out to meet a guy I just started dating, and so when I got pulled over, I was late meeting this guy that I just started dating, and so I used the excuse to the police officer that I had just gotten dumped by my fiancé.
Well, that's not bad. I don't think that's a bad one. That doesn't make you a horrible person.
I never told her I did that, though. But,
well, I mean, you probably didn't want to say it because you probably felt bad for your girlfriend because you just got, fiance broke up with her. I think you're a good person. You listen to Real Radio.
Yeah.
And you got out a ticket.
Yeah, see? There you go, Katie. Feel better? Thanks for calling.
I was on radio for like 20 years. I'm a real radio junkie, so yeah, I listen to you guys every day.
So how did it work out with the new guy you were dating?
It didn't, but anyway.
All right,
neither
so
here nor there.
Got you out of a ticket. I mean, that's the way you got to look at
Yeah,
it.
you don't have to feel guilty about it anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel guilty about it. No. I'm a saint, so I can take away any guilt that anybody has. I'm allowed to do it. It's all saints.
Yeah,
Day.
but I was on 95. I was doing 82 and a 65.
Well, Katie, you're getting deep here. Anything else you want to tell me?
Yeah.
That sounds about normal.
Yeah, I was going to say, nowadays.
Yeah.
Boy, you were in the slow lane, I hope. Nowadays.
What else are you going to tell me?
She had red slacks on.
Well, thanks for taking my call. Have a great day.
Well,
thank you for listening, Katie, and thanks for the phone call.
Awesome.
So we have a couple texts that came in at 47142, and they're like, wow, if Puff Diddy Ding Dong, is that his new name? Is that agitated with the J-Lo question? He better not go on Stern. Like, yeah, especially because that relationship was over 20 years ago. And then somebody says, you can change your name on your birth certificate? That doesn't sound right. And then we also have about the bird test. Says, would taking your girl to Hooters count as the bird test? If you're really into owls. He said, if you're really into owls, just to see if your girl is as interested in owls as you are. Hey, honey, look at those Hooters. I'd try it out. See how that works. Yes.
Please film it and send it to Jimmy at realradio921.com.
The reaction.
And then we have the base pay on DoorDash is $2. The tip is shown up front. And some A-hats will tip $1, thinking a driver only sees that a tip and not the amount, as a tip and not the amount. Drivers usually don't take the orders with a note of cash tip because most people lie to get orders picked up.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, there you go. Thank you for letting us know. I didn't even know if that's the way it could be handled. That was just my assumption. But, all right.
I don't know. I've never known anybody that did it for a living. Just the stories that we read.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Somebody did help out. It was the Don't Waste Your Money segment of the news on Monday. It was about surcharges for not using self-checkout. So that's probably where he heard it from. So thank you very much for texting and participating.
Yeah, always appreciate you guys getting involved, whether you text us, call us, or email Jimmy. Now, I know, Jimmy, you had something about cell phones in school. I thought it was interesting what you added in there.
Yeah, no, it's this is pretty interesting because it's something that we've been talking about, whether or not kids can have their cell phones at school and whether there's rules about it. Well, apparently in May, Florida passed a law requiring public school districts to impose rules barring students' cell phone use during class time. Mm-hmm. So this is in law now. This fall, Orange County Public Schools went even further, and they're barring students from using cell phones during the entire school day. A dozen Orange County parents and students all said they supported the no phone rule during class, but they objected to their district's stricter day-long ban. Parents said their children should be able to contact them directly during free periods, while students described the all-day ban as unfair. Some senior students even stated that they use their phones during non-class time to work on college courses, too. In some schools, young people have planned and filmed assaults on fellow students and then uploaded those videos to platforms like TikTok and Instagram. And that was one of the things that I kept reading over and over again about. One of the reasons why they were trying to take the cell phones away is the bullying aspect that was going on with it, not just the distraction in classes, but even during when you're not in class and you're going down the hallway and you play a prank on a fellow student. Sure, you film it, put it on TikTok, and try to embarrass people. Yeah. More restrictive school cell phone rules could have benefits, though, such as boosting students' focus on learning, but they could also increase surveillance of students or hinder crucial communications for teenagers with family responsibilities or after-school jobs. Again, we can all have our opinion on that, but if you've got an after-school job and they have to get a hold of you during school hours, that's something's not right there. I mean, I don't think there's any high necessity.
Nope.
I mean, you know how it was for, I'm assuming, all three of us. I'll tell you what, I'll let you two answer for yourself. But when I was in school, if my parents needed to get a hold of me, they called the school. School got me out of class, and we went and did whatever had to be done.
Exactly.
I had after school jobs too, and I knew my schedule. I knew what time I had to be there. There was no dire emergency.
Nope.
And I would say probably at least 90% of the time, again, this is me going out there saying that there really aren't emergencies. They just want to do that and have them. The one school in Orange County has already seen more student engagement, eye contact, less bullying with this new rule intact. So they're already seeing results from having this. But yeah, so there is your answer. In the state of Florida, students are not permitted to use their cell phones during class time. And this school went above and beyond. I mean, the whole barring it the entire day is just that district. I'm sure there's plenty of other districts that are adopting that rule as well.
Yeah, I think there's ways around it. They can monitor it a little differently. You can walk in the morning, go to school, and have to hand your phone to the teacher.
It's funny. I don't know if it was just, I think it was just an image that they used for the article, but it actually showed a bin where it was just cell phones lined up.
Okay.
In these soft little felt holders so they wouldn't get damaged. Again, I don't know if they really exist or not, but, could you
Possibly
imagine?
in some schools, right? I can see that.
Or an individual classroom, right? If you're not allowed to use it during class, right? That's the rule, and that's the law, actually. Doesn't mean you can't have it during the hallway time or your free, lunch, free periods or things like that. With the exception of this particular district. But yeah, as soon as you walk in the classroom, you put it up in a cubicle type thing or locker or something.
Oh, yeah, I think they could. Like I said, there's ways around it. Or maybe they give it to you 3 times a day. 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. You get it.
One student complained that, in order for me to call my mom, I've got to go to the front office.
Oh, poor thing.
That's how it is.
That's how
it should be.
Yes, that's what we did.
Yeah. I mean, there are always different ways, and sometimes you got to go back to the way it was done years ago to help today. Because I think a lot of it is that the kids or everybody sees what it is, and they're like, this is what we do. And, if you had a problem, like you said, your parents called the office and they came and got you.
You know what was not brought up in this article at all? And it sort of answered a little bit of a question because of the fact it wasn't even brought up was students cheating on tests. Like this was to deter from that.
And
Like,
that's what I would think would be one of the biggest issues, right? Is not test and answers to anything. I mean, at that.
You just text each other back and forth.
Exactly.
Francis
just hit up
is the
Google
first
is what I'm saying. No, you just Google the answers. You don't even have to text another kid.
But that's what we've talked about it on the show. And that's the only reason why I kind of bring that aspect up because really it focused more on the bullying aspect, the doing dance videos and like they would text each other, hey, let's meet after 7th period in the girls' room or whatever room, and we're going to do whatever the latest TikTok dance
But nothing about academics about being able to cheat.
Nothing about
That's
that.
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It should be on that list. There's no doubt about it.
100.
I mean, it definitely should be on that list.
I think it just goes to show that really wasn't the issue. Bullying was the issue, or distractions.
Well,
those two main things.
We've talked about it many times. I mean, today I think it's harder in that aspect to be a child and grow up because, like you said, you got into a fight years ago. Whatever happened, it was you and whoever's around you. Now it's on social. It's all over the world.
You trip going up the stairs in a hallway, and it's on social media before you even get to class.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can see why that's an issue that they want to address.
And that's why they have a lot of kids with serious problems growing up today. I mean, there are things that they deal with that we didn't. And you know what? It could. And everybody it affects differently.
Yep. We got laughed at the moment. They get laughed at for the year.
Oh yeah, or their life. They might feel like that. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday, first day in November. We're going to come back with some Florida stories. Franny, do you have anything in the oven?
Yes, I've got a few things in the oven. We have a very large amount of fentanyl that is now off the streets, thank goodness. Then a squatter. Normally they make themselves at home. This one made themselves at home, then it made himself in the car. Like, just got very comfortable in this situation. And then on top of that, do we have to watch out for booty patrol? Oh, yes, we do. And I'll tell you why when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
Think we're just in your car? Think again. Anytime, anywhere. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Real Radio 92.1 is your official FM home for Florida Gators football.
15-10 to the house. Touchdown, Gators!
Gators are back in the swamp this Saturday, and the Arkansas Razorbacks are in town. Kickoff is at noon.
Don't miss a snap. Listen on air or stream Real Radio 92.1 on our free iHeartRadio app. Florida Gators football on Real Radio is presented by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Roadways are flowing freely on our drive today. Expressways along the Palm Beaches are up to speed. No major delays or incidents on the Turnpike or 95. Make sure you look out for bicycles on the commute. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week we'll have the story of Nancy Kelsey, the Betsy Ross of California. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
When a client comes to our firm after an accident, we have the awesome responsibility of returning what was taken away from them. Loss of income and earning potential, past and future medical bills, pain and suffering, the loss of the enjoyment of life. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our clients don't seek charity, they seek justice. They're looking to have their life back and property restored. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about your legal rights. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think of Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Scared as I am of creepy crawly things, the other day I hear my wife and daughter, "Oh my God! Look at this big old thing! Oh, baby, you got to come get it!" So I'm expecting to come downstairs and see something about this big.
Or somebody naked.
So I'm scared too. I'm like, well, damn, I guess I got to be the man. I'm expecting to walk down and see something about 3-4 feet long. It's a damn grasshopper.
Oh, that's the one.
And I was like, yo, oh my God. Bam, I stomped it, swept it up, got it on out, wiped the area. Okay. You a man. You ain't this is we girls. Oh, y'all girls now? Okay, girls.
Oh, now you want the, okay.
You would not man up, dude. Don't even.
Oh, no, it was a grasshopper. No, I just told you, Natalie, I am scared of creepy crawly things. I expected to see something 3 or 4 feet long. Yeah. I was scared, but I knew I had to
scream.
Yeah, I knew I had to do it. Grasshopper, stomp, clean, get out.
Oh, you stepped on them?
Yeah.
Aren't they hard to get?
Well, if you creep up on them, you know I walk softly.
That's right, you do.
A lot of big people do walk softly, D.
That's right. Walk softly and carry a big stomach. That's what we do.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I think I might have discovered a new, not a new sport, but a sport that I think could be the best spectator sport around. And that is ping pong.
I can't play worth a damn. Last time I was good, I think I was 12 at the park.
And you're playing all summer or whatever. Yeah.
You know, now I probably can't play, but I think I could beat you, Sarah.
You think you could beat me at everything? That's just you have this like mentality about me.
Because you don't give off athleticism.
I guess I feel the same about you with everything too. Yeah. I'm like, if we do our race, like I'm gonna kick that ass.
Oh, you know, if you anything like KB, you might as well just put an L on your forehead.
And that surprises me. I would think that she would kick your ass.
I had to.
I think
you don't realize D's like an alligator, man. His first quarter mile is badass.
I think like an alligator.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Rover's Morning Glory wants you to score some red zone revenue. Win $1,000 now. Enter the nationwide keyword money at realradio921.com. That's money. Enter it now at realradio921.com. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Penthouse on a Wednesday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio 921. After us, it is the News Junkie, and then it is Lex and Terry. Hope you wake up in the morning with Rover and his crew and always have a good time because they are a good time every time. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what is going on?
And it's time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida.
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So we'll start with some good work by the deputies and our favorite sheriff, Grady Judd, over in Polk County because they took a bunch of fentanyl off of the streets. In fact, they said that this was enough fentanyl. Well, I'll start with the amount. They say the street value of the 10 kilos of fentanyl is approximately $2.5 million. But this stuff is absolutely insane. I mean, and this bust is like, it's just crazy. You know what? Actually, don't let me tell you about this. Let our favorite sheriff tell you about it. Jimmy, you got to talk to Sheriff Judd, right?
Oh, I love that.
When you understand that the drug dealers don't give a red cent about your life, they're there to make money. You understand how dangerous this is. We figure out this is Sinaloa cartel dope. And it came from Sinaloa to Compton, and then it came to Polk County straight out of Compton.
3 men were arrested, 2 of which Sheriff Grady Judd says were in the country illegally from Mexico. In total, 10 kilos of fentanyl were seized.
They seized enough fentanyl that could kill every child in the state of Florida. The fastest growing demographic of those dying to fentanyl overdose are children under the age of 14.
They tried to treat us with fentanyl, and we tricked them with an arrest.
There you go. So great job done by them. That was enough fentanyl that could kill 5 million people.
Great they caught him.
Which is absolutely insane. Then next up in your the Florida, yep, we got a squatter, another one. We don't know how long this guy was in this residence, but we do know that Emmanuel Pierre did make himself very comfortable the amount of time that he was there. They said that the only reason that the homeowner knew somebody was at their house is because they received a notification from their home's thermostat that the temperature was changed. Well, when they figured that out, they're like, all right, something suspicious is going on because we have it at a certain setting and now it's not anymore. So they decided that they were going to go visit the property. And when they did, they discovered Pierre. Not only was he squatting there, he was driving their car. They also said that he was, and when they found out that he was in the home, he drove their car, he ate their food, he cooked in their kitchen. He even set up a PlayStation that was not there in one of the bedrooms.
He had to be comfortable.
For easy gaming. Yep.
Had to get his Call of Duty on, man.
I guess so. As I mentioned, unclear how long he was there, but cops did show up, and now he is facing all kinds of charges: burglary, grand theft of a motor vehicle, and grand theft over $750, and remains in custody as of today. And then finally, in your the Florida? Yeah, Booty Patrol. They're out there. You got to be careful.
Booty.
No, this was a Halloween. Yeah, the guy, he was having some fun, and he dressed up. People dress up their pets for Halloween. He dressed up his truck for Halloween is what he did. And so police saw it, and they were just like, all right, it looked like a Border Patrol vehicle. The way that the decals were, the coloring of it and everything. And they had illegal red and blue lights. So cops did pull it over, issued him a citation. And the guy was saying, listen, I wasn't trying to impersonate police or anything, and I wasn't pulling anybody over. He said, I was just having fun posting photos of the truck on social media. And he said he was doing it for a while now, and it seems like it was all in good fun, not actually trying to mess with anybody. So the cops, they were pretty lenient with him. They said, all right, they were okay with the decals, but you got to remove those lights. And the driver doesn't use the truck to pose as local authority, so they did understand that too. So if you do see a truck out there and they pull you over without the lights on for Booty Patrol, I would take that as a compliment. And that is your the Florida.
Thank you, Francis. We do it twice a show, 105 and 1105, Florida stories that we give back to you, and they're usually pretty unique. Jimmy, we have somebody on hold?
We do. We have our buddy Anthony checking in with us. Hey, Anthony, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, what's up, Penthouse? How's everyone doing?
We're doing good, Anthony. How are you, buddy?
Good. Gee, I didn't listen to the show yesterday. I just caught the YouTube clip of it. You look kind of sad. Is everything all right?
I looked sad yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
I'm just calling. All right.
Well, I appreciate you telling me I looked sad yesterday.
What,
but
on Real TV? Is that, or did you go back and look at the show, or was it live?
Oh no, I didn't catch the show live. I didn't catch the show live. I had to watch it on YouTube.
Okay, after the fact. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, everything's good.
Yeah. All right. I'm just calling to make sure. You know,
all right. Well, If you see me on the show, I mean, don't take that as anything.
I mean, that was nice. Checking in on a friend. That's all.
Yeah,
Just
it's
making
very
sure
nice.
you're okay.
No,
Maybe he was upset because I didn't agree that with him about ice cream not being a food. Maybe that's why he looks sad. Maybe.
Let me ask you something. Is ice cream a food or a dessert?
Oh my God, there's no.
Dessert.
But is dessert not a food, Anthony?
Yeah, but like we say, like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to eat? Like, you can't say ice cream.
You can say ice cream if you want to eat ice cream. Why not?
What else do you do with ice cream?
I know.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Well, he's
I got
saying
a couple ideas.
For a main course, he's saying, like, if you go in a
Yeah, but
restaurant.
there's a difference. Of course, there's appetizers, there's entrees. How many times do we have to go through this?
How many people have ice cream for a main course? Nobody. Very rare.
You can't say nobody, but yes,
One
most of
in
the
a
time you
billion.
gotta eat your main meal before you can have your dessert.
Ice cream is a treat.
So let me ask you something: Is cake not food?
Oh, really? It's a treat.
Brandy.
What, Anthony? I'm done.
So,
yes.
When was the last time your husband said, "What do you want for dinner?" and you said ice cream?
I understand why
question.
that you guys. That's not the point. My point is ice cream
Answer
is
the question.
No, because it doesn't. Because it's so dumb. Because ice cream is food. He didn't ask me when's the last time I want ice cream for dinner because I'm not eating ice cream for dinner. But if I want it for dessert, guess what? I'm eating it because it's a food and it's sweet and I'm having it for dessert. Why is this such a difficult thing to try to explain to people?
I mean, a lot of people I was out with yesterday, they were like, yeah, it's a dessert.
Oh my
It's not
God,
a food.
it is a dessert, but that's not the question. That's not what we're trying to figure out. You're
They
saying
didn't-
it's not a food.
They didn't think it was. They just.
You are so full of it because everybody here, including all of management, said it's food.
Oh, wow. I'm really going to appreciate what they say. Management? Are you kidding me? Look at our stock. Anthony, love you, buddy.
Wow.
Getting my resume ready.
Me too.
You're fine.
There goes our show.
Get lost.
Okay, I will.
It's a show. And you have other shows. You're fine. Anthony, we love you, bro.
And you're very nice for sticking up for Greek.
No, but Franny is 100% right. Some people know where their bread's butter. Anthony, thank you.
Good luck with that.
We appreciate
The
it.
reason I haven't been calling in on Saturdays, I'm sure you heard that the 3-letter network and the 4-letter network did a story on me. I'm retired.
He's retired.
I didn't need a punchline. What was it?
That was great.
You retired?
Yeah.
You must have got your ass kicked. The only people who stop gambling is people who lose. Nobody winning walks into Gamblers Anonymous and says, "Oh my God, I'm winning so much money.
I gotta stop.
I gotta stop. I feel bad taking money from my bookmaker." I thought you were actually calling today to tell us about Hard Rock having sports betting December 7th. As soon as Jimmy said Anthony.
Yeah, I started to write a note because I'm supposed to get some stuff for this.
Me, Mattress Mac, and Billy Walters, we're done. That's it. Now we're done. I got destroyed with that. With the
Of
Phillies,
course you did. That's why you stopped.
I got destroyed. I had them on the future. I had 2 futures with them, and I said, "This is no way they're gonna do this." And,
Who's this? The Astros?
Look at. No, with the Phillies. Yeah, I got killed with them.
Well, I hate to
Yeah,
hear
they
that
were
you
favored
lost.
They were favored every game. Looking back, I should have just, but it's good to take breaks too. You
Yeah.
know that. It's good to take breaks.
Well, if you get your ass kicked really bad in anything in life, you will stop. You know what I mean? So maybe this is the best thing for you. You can still follow sports, and you can still pick games. You just don't bet.
Yeah. So retired. Might come back this weekend. I don't know. I got.
That's not retired. Jimmy's shaking his head.
Sounds
Do
about
Tom
right.
Brady.
Sounds about right.
That's not retired. That's
You know how many
taking off.
You know how many times I've heard that?
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you're done. You're done.
The thing with taking breaks, and it's easy to take a couple weeks off, but you don't want to chase, and it's good just to start fresh. Like a week later, because then you say, "Oh, I'll just double up tomorrow."
If you walk in your house and you go to put on your lights and they're not on, it's a problem. So
yeah, so it's like
take a break.
Off. I'm listening to the show. I love you, Greek. I love you more than anything in the world.
I believe.
Take a bullet for you. I love you guys. You guys have an amazing rest of your week. I'm listening.
All right, Anthony. Appreciate it, buddy.
So we got a couple tips or texts about tips in, and it is really quite sad how many people do not tip or how little they do for delivery. 47142 said regarding tips on delivery platforms, there are a disturbing amount of people who tip under $1. I've seen many 3-cent to 10-cent tips.
That's bad.
Yep, they said just nutty. Like, what is even the point of leaving 3 cents, right? That's almost like a slap in the face.
But even $1. I mean, there's.
They're saying
nothing.
3 cents to 10 cents.
Yeah, like a $20 order and you leave $1.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yep. They said we were also talking about how the news was saying that they're going to do like some kind of surcharge if you go somewhere and there you actually have to use a cashier instead of a self-checkout.
Mm-hmm.
And they said if they're going to start charging me to use a cashier at a grocery store, then I'm going to solely use a delivery app to shop for groceries. I use a self-checkout if I only have a few items, but if I have a cart full of items, it'll take me 20 minutes for a checkout. On many occasions, using self-checkout, I have to get an employee to clear an item due to incorrect prices or it's unable to scan. And, of course, if you have booze, too, right? You got to do that. They say the price of groceries have risen to 30 to 40%, and the size of the items have gotten smaller, those bastards. And then somebody else agreed. They said, I agree with Anthony. Greek looks super sad yesterday, according to that texter. We said, okay, Greek, it's simple. Ice cream is a frozen food, but it is a food. And then we have... with deliveries again, it's possible to make a living on delivery apps, which I do. I bet you if you hustle, they said some of the top drivers or those shoppers make $100,000.
Yeah, there was a guy we did a story on. He worked in Hawaii, right? And he was telling a story about he makes 6 figures, and he's been doing it for a long time. And, you know, I'm sure like anything else, if you hustle.
Hustle 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You're going to make it.
Spend 10 hours a day, just get in your car in the morning and just start off with whatever deliveries you can, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I got a buddy of mine, his girlfriend drives for Uber, and she has to rent a car, and she does very well. But she works 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
She does, and she's driving a lot at night. But she's, he said she's doing very, very well. Yep. And she's renting a car, which is more expensive.
I was going to say, why? I mean, if she's doing so well, why not just go ahead and just purchase, even if...
She's been doing
a used car that's not that much. I mean, I know these days everything's a lot of money, but
she doesn't have the money. She's been doing it about 5 months, but he says she works 7 days a week. She rents a car, and she's still making more than she did.
That's good. So hopefully she's stockpiling, so she don't have to keep on renting a vehicle, and
Who
she
knows?
can have her own.
I wonder how bad the insurance is on that, because I think when you do that ride share, you have to tell your insurance company.
I think so. I would assume so.
You would.
I know the last time I signed up for a different insurance company, I switched over. And that's one of the things they ask is this car used for rideshare or food delivery?
And not just that. So that is interesting because we have heard stories of people. I mean, that one crazy story where the guy didn't turn off his car for 3 weeks, so they couldn't track his rental car that he stole. But like I've never signed up for Uber or Lyft or any kind of rideshare. But I think that it has to be your own personal vehicle.
She rents a car every week. Now, she could be not telling them.
Maybe that's it, because they got to know. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know how you do that with the app. If you keep renting a new vehicle every week, you'd have to upgrade your app to let them know that...
I know there's a lot of rideshare people out there. You can give us the answer here, but I thought that it would have to be your very own vehicle.
That's what he tells me. She rents a car every Monday morning. Maybe she doesn't tell them. Who knows?
Or how do you know when the person comes?
Because they tell you what the car is.
Yeah, it's going to be a silver Toyota Corolla,
saying,
whatever.
Maybe she doesn't tell the place she's renting a car from that she's using it for Uber. I don't know. I mean, I know.
But that means that unless she's renting the same car over and over again,
Maybe
she has to give them the information to Lyft and whatever rideshare she's using, so they can put the information in the car. So you have to know the plate, you have to know the make, the model, everything.
That's what he tells me.
So
she's
you know who's
renting a car.
picking her up.
But he said she's doing very well, but she does work, like Jimmy said, 7 days a week. And if you're busting your ass and you're doing it that much, I mean, obviously, it's going to bring in something for you. But a lot of it is tipping, like everything else. And if you're not giving a good tip, I'm sure people get disappointed. But I think it's been more prevalent in the last year, it seems like. Tipping is just, ever since COVID, maybe. COVID, when we came back into society, it seems like it's very prevalent. You hear it all the time. I didn't hear it as much years ago. And there are certain things that people just assume not to tip for, and certain things people just say, this is what I'm giving. Take it or leave it. I can't see leaving $1 or cents. I mean, that I think is crazy, but people do it all the time. 877-927-6969 if you got an opinion on this, or if you ever got out of a traffic stop. What did you use for an excuse? Let us know. Give us a call about that. Halloween, maybe you had a big night, did something really special, or you won a contest. I want to hear somebody that won a contest. That's what I would love to hear. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. like I said, you could text us or you could email Jimmy and get involved with the show. Either way, either of the three ways would definitely want you guys to get involved. Give us a call.
Do you remember the costumes you wore when you were kids?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom used to make them.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, did she make them? Wait, what did you do? You did a little bit of trick or treating when you were a kid, Greek?
Yeah. I was Robin Hood one year.
Robin Hood, okay,
remember
stuff like that. So
Superman.
Apparently, the most popular kids' costumes of all time was, what do you think it is? I'll let you.
Maybe like a witch. Maybe?
Okay.
Ghost.
Ghost. They're on the list, but the number one was cowboy or cowgirl.
Okay.
It was the number one kids costume of all time. 1 in 5 adults went as that at least once when they were a kid. And I did. I can say that. I know I'm on that list. Were you ever a cowgirl, Franny?
I don't believe I was.
How about a cowboy?
I was never a cowboy either. No,
Okay.
no. Or a cow.
Greek, were you a cowgirl or a cow? Were you a cow, Greek?
I was never a cow. I was a penguin once. I do remember that. I did the little walk, the waddle walk. But I was a cowboy once, too. Yeah.
Okay, so you were on that list
Yeah.
at number one. It might seem old school in 2023, but not really. Plenty of people dressed up as Woody and Jesse from Toy Story. So that's classifies good enough, right? So it's still a thing that's out there. Here are the 10 more popular kids' costumes of all time. Of course, those two. Which is what you mentioned, Franny. That is the next one on the list. Prince or Princesses.
Yep.
That's what my granddaughters did this year, a variation of that. Ghost, another one that you mentioned. Superhero, of course, with Pirate. I did a superhero too. I think I did Batman when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Pirate, very, very popular,
Yeah.
right? Vampire,
I never did vampire, but pirate and Superman.
fairy, a cat, and an athlete, which I think we've all,
Football
for
player.
a lot of guys have done that. And females as well. I don't
Some
mean
girl,
to-
even cheerleaders.
Yeah, sure.
Little
That's
girl.
good enough. Yeah, that'll go right with it too, huh? As far as an athlete, we did the generic. It just had a football helmet, white one, and I used to paint the different logos, whatever my brother wanted. I used to do that.
That's cool.
I enjoyed doing that. Whatever particular football team he asked for. Rockstar, soldier, and angel just missed the top 10, and 3% of us dressed up as a parent when we were kids. So 13% said they never dressed up for Halloween.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure there's kids out there that don't celebrate it, right? For whatever reason, and who knows why, but they don't. So they just never dressed up. I can see that. It's out there. I mean, that's kind of low, 13.
Yeah, that's low. But I think a lot of those are easy costumes, which are good. Being a cowboy, just get a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
maybe some
ours
jeans.
were pretty easy. But my mom made some really fun costumes. So growing up in the 80s, my mom and my sisters and I, we would be like a like what you would consider like 80s punk rockers kind of thing.
that's cool.
Yeah. So she did stuff like that. And then we went to the 70s and she made us like disco or like hippies. She made us little outfits and stuff like that. But I do remember princesses, and she made us homemade Raggedy Ann costumes and stuff. But it's all like what you said. Those are all very traditional costumes, right? I mean, there's some things, and I saw so many, and that's why I said witches. I saw so many little girls dressed as witches and princesses yesterday.
That's why that was sort of geared towards like adults and what they were when they were kids, and those like kind of an all-time thing. Because it just says superhero. I mean, now you want to talk about a wide range there. Everything from Superman to Deadpool nowadays, Harley Quinn. Who hasn't? Want to take a phone call?
Sure.
We got John on the line. John, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm calling about the ride share.
Yes.
The rent a car.
Okay.
So they do have an option where you can rent from them. You have to go to like the city. So I would have to drive from Vero to Orlando to get the car. You have to work 6 days a week, and you have to give them your first $30. It was $30 like a year ago. Maybe it's more. So every day, the first $30 or $40 goes to Uber, and you have to do it 6 days a week. And they can actually cover the insurance.
Okay, so you actually rent the car from the rideshare company itself, whether it's Lyft, Uber, whoever?
Huh? Yeah, Uber. I was doing it for Uber, and they did have that option. But, I mean, I don't think it's weekly. I think it's, you keep the car for quite a while. It's a high-mileage rental. It's for the ride shares. They do it exclusively for them. I didn't do it, but I know the option was there because I explored it. But I didn't want to do it 6 days a week. That's ridiculous.
That's probably what she does, because she does do it 6 days. He says 7 sometimes.
Okay, so they actually, all right, I see how that works. That
Well,
makes
thank
sense.
you.
Yeah, if you live near an airport or something in a busy area, it's definitely viable. Where I am out in Vero Beach, it's not as busy. But anyways, I just figured I'd fill you guys in on that.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for the phone call, John. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Wednesday. We'll be back with a trifecta and some WWGD. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Never forget when she was on hospital drugs that she said I was her favorite on the show.
Her husband's on the show, though.
Correct.
That's confusing
It was
a
one
little
of the
bit.
best compliments I've ever received in my life.
What, do people need to be on drugs for you to be their favorite?
Correct.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Roadways are flowing freely on our drive today. Expressways along the Palm Beaches are up to speed. No major delays or incidents on the Turnpike or 95. Make sure you look out for bicycles on the commute. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And if you want sports, UFC, football, college, it's definitely Monroe's and Palm Beach. Beautiful ladies with a 5-star menu, open at 5 a.m. You cannot beat Monroe's and Palm Beach. And make your reservations now for New Year's Eve for a big bash. DJ Laz in the house, only at Monroe's and Palm Beach. Peace.
We're all looking for the recipe for success. A better career, bigger house, faster car. But have you thought maybe you're just hungry? Maybe what you really need is the recipe for fresh. Luckily, that's easy to get and just as easy to cook up. Just go to freshfromflorida.com. There you'll find all kinds of recipes that use in-season and locally grown Florida produce. Sure, they're not the keys to a new sports car, but Fresh from Florida recipes are a satisfying, tastier kind of success. Visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
To go back to the summer of '99, Creed is back. Summer of '99 tour. For the first time in more than a decade, with very special guests. 3 Doors Down. Plus, Finger 11. Saturday, September 21st at iThink Financial Amphitheater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Creed with 3 Doors Down.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and security edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHOSEN for an extra 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHOSEN for a 30 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank this week only. That's code CHOSEN.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The News Junkie is brought to you by Gordon and Partners. ForTheInjured.com. 561-333-3333.
Real Radio weather.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
So this weekend, Burning Man, the music festival, went on, and it was not as fun as it normally looks. Well, there were some very heavy rains that hit and pretty much ruined the entire weekend. Supposedly, one person has died. They don't know if it had anything to do with the rain or being flooded out there. There's not a lot of information to that. Even Diplo and Chris Rock, I believe it was, got stuck out there, and they had to hitch a ride out of there on somebody's truck. Diplo had to walk 5 miles just to get out of there before getting a ride from someone.
And the people that were there are mad that Chris Rock and Diplo got out.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not going to let them back next year.
Stay and suffer with us.
Yeah, you're a celebrity, so you get out.
Hey, if I'm riding and I got a big, 250, and I can get through that water, and Chris Rock and his, agent and manager on the side, I'd be like, get on in, buddy, come on. But if I see, Johnny and, Matthew and Connie, I'm keep riding. I might even splash water on them.
I'm with you, man.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, it is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And we are going to get into a trifecta and then get into some WWGD.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
There was a World Series game last night, and the Rangers won 11-7, and they were controlled 3-1 against Arizona. Another game tonight, and Texas might win. And if they do, it'll be a first time ever. They are World Series champ. And a very unique thing about this team this season, they have not lost a game on the road. And usually that's where the advantage goes to the home team in all playoffs. But not with the Rangers. They're undefeated at home, and they are crushing it. The Yankees did it years ago, I believe in 99, when they won it all, and they didn't lose a game on the road either. It's a very tough task to do, but hats off to the Rangers. They're doing everything they need to do, and they're one game away from their first world championship. College football released their rankings last night for the first time for the playoff, and it was a surprise. Ohio State is number 1. They did have a couple wins over top 10 teams, beating Notre Dame at the time, and they did beat Penn State, so I think that's where it goes. They edged Georgia a little, who is still undefeated. Georgia has 3 games upcoming, all teams in the top 20. I believe they play Missouri this week. Then Michigan is 3rd, and Florida State. That's right, Florida State, perfect at 8-0. They have, I think, a great opportunity to get into the playoff. They have to run the rest of the table, and I think they will win the ACC championship. So those numbers are released for the playoffs for the first time last night. So it was very interesting. And the Raiders were not happy. The owner was not happy with the team on Monday night. They got beat in Detroit, and they did something yesterday. Fired the coach. Josh McDaniels out. Second time he's fired as a head coach, and the GM is fired. And today they benched Jimmy G. Good thing he's pretty, because he's not going to be playing for a while. Raiders have a lot of problems, and they were not going to stand for it anymore. It's pretty unusual. A coach gets fired halfway through the season, and when that happens, it's pretty bad. He was fired, and the GM was fired. And again, it's all about the money and all about making jack. And if you're not winning, you're not making money. And the Raiders have a new stadium, and the expectations for them this year were pretty high with Jimmy G and Adams and a couple other free agents on defense. And they do have a good running back who led the league in rushing last year. But it's not working out, so they're going to make some moves. And that is your last trifecta of the day. Peace.
So since it is the last trifecta on a Wednesday, that means this is something that we get into on a Wednesday where you email, and that email is jimmy@realradio921.com, and you're specifically emailing Greek for some advice. This is WWGD. What would Greek do?
Get ready for WWGD. What would Greek do?
Get out the trombone.
Can you believe people ask this guy for advice?
Remember, cook your bugger.
I mean, really?
6 foot.
Yeah, I would say some players in that perimeter.
Seriously?
What is a Buckeye?
A Buckeye is a Buckeye.
It's WWGD.
All righty, let's get into these emails that you send us. First up, we've got Nick. And Nick has become pretty friendly with the bartender at a place that he likes to frequent. She has a boyfriend, but she's always really friendly with him and gives him a lot of compliments. And just recently, she said that she's not happy in her current relationship and that she's thinking about splitting up with her man. So Nick digs her. He likes her. And he said, do you think it would be wrong for me to ask her out, or should I wait until I hear that it is officially done and she has broken up with her boyfriend? WWGD, what would Greek do?
I mean, bartenders are going to be nice to you. They should be. You're a customer. You have to remember that first. I'm not saying what she's saying is not real, but she could be nice to you because she wants a tip. She could know also that, you know what, maybe you are attracted to her. She might be just throwing something out there. But it might be best to wait to ask her out, because if you ask her out and she says no, you're going to feel weird going in there. And if you like going in there, it's going to be one of your places that you enjoy and you can't go anymore. I would wait and see what happens. And she'll tell you if she wants you to know. And I do think if she is interested, she'll tell you. Like, I'm single. You know, she might say something like, I'm back on the dating scene, and then you could ask her out. But I would wait because I think she's giving you hints. But somebody being nice is just like when a dancer is nice. That's part of their job, to be nice. And a lot of guys do get confused. And she could have a problem one week with her boyfriend, and the next week they can be getting married. So I would wait, personally, if you like going in there, because I think that's your best bet. Because if she says no, you're going to feel weird.
All right, Jimmy.
Swoop in for the kill. Get it. Hey, she's already on the downside. She already wants to get rid of the guy. Now's your time to jump in there and grab that. No?
I don't know if you believe that. I was going to say.
I'm with Greek on that one 100%. Just way back. And you're right. I mean, they're nice. And it's not that she may not like you.
Yeah.
Maybe she does. And maybe she even might like you romantically. But yeah, let that kind of work itself out. Sounds like she's talking to you as much as you would talk to her as a bartender, right? You know, a lot of times, you know, the bartender's the ear to hear the problems of the customer. So it almost sounds like you're the one getting the scoop from her, and she's kind of unloading that on you. So, you don't know. Let that work itself out first. I think Greek's right on that. Franny?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you should not ask her out. She still does have a boyfriend. It could be something that she's just saying to you, or maybe it's truthful. But if it is, and she does have interest, then just give it some time.
She'll tell you.
Yeah. There should be no rush into it. And even if if she tells you, oh my God, I just broke up with him, don't use that as an opening to ask her out either. You should give that a little bit of time too, because that means that she is fresh out of a breakup. And I know they talk about the rebound guy, but you should also give it some time too. I would not ask her out right away when you find out she breaks up with a guy.
Over the years, I know a lot of my friends, different situations, they ask somebody out at a restaurant or bar or wherever, and the girl says no, they don't want to go back in.
Yeah, that's the thing too, right? You lose your quote-unquote watering hole. That's another aspect. Or, when you do get to that, if you kind of sense the sign is good, isn't something like that a good time where you just kind of slip it in? Hey, you serve people here. How about we go out and find some place that can serve you a drink? Maybe you and I will just have a beer together sometime, or your favorite type of. That way it's just nothing big, right? You're not really asking out. You just kind of want to hang out, and then you get a good feel whether or not you're going to get a positive feedback on it.
But you're saying after the fact, right? Like after.
Yeah, well after. Yeah,
if they have definitely split.
Yeah, I think that too, because I think it's like I said. I have a lot of my friends. One place in particular we go to, and my one buddy won't go. He's like, I'm not going there.
And that way, if she kind of says, well, you know what, maybe I don't really want to date, then maybe it's not so awkward after that, right? Because you didn't really ask out.
This is a year ago, and he still doesn't want to go. He's like, no, I don't want to go in there. I feel weird. And I'm like, whatever. But that's something that you got to think about. If you don't care, if you're shooting, you're just like, I'll take my shot.
Well, what'd he do? Go in with a wedding ring or something? That's pretty deep after a year.
He just said he feels weird. He asked her out, and he thought that she liked him, and she didn't. He's like, I just totally missed the whole message. And he says he still feels weird about it. I don't think it's a big deal, but he does. So he doesn't come.
That shows ego, and that means his ego is very bruised for a year to where he still can't show up.
I didn't think of that.
Yep. And then next up, we have Brian, who writes in, and Brian's has an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl in Vegas, and he's never been. This is a bucket list thing for him. And, of course, it's in Vegas, too, which makes it even better, right?
Sure.
So he was invited by a girl who likes him, and he says more in a romantic way, and he likes her just as friends. So he wants
this story.
Yeah, so he wants to know, would it be wrong knowing I have no romantic feelings for her and going? Do you think I'm sending the wrong message? WWGD.
I mean, the thing with this, there's a couple layers. First of all, the Super Bowl is not till mid-February. That's a long way away. That you got to sort of stay on the good side of her or whatever. I don't think I would go personally because I think she's asking you to go because she likes you and she's romantic. She wants to be romantic with you, and you're gonna have to stay overnight in Vegas. And I think that there are certain things that you just don't do. And again, it's February. It's only November 1st. So you're talking 75 days. This has got to keep going. There's, I don't want to say charade or friendship. A lot could change in 75 days. I mean, if you maybe want to throw it on the burner and the back burner, like, hey, let's see what happens in February where we're at, maybe that. But I don't know if I would take, that's a very big thing that somebody's asking you to do. I don't think I would go if I didn't like her. Because you're staying over. I mean, it's not like she's saying, let's go down to Hard Rock.
Not if you're making it clear, like, hey, that would be awesome. I would love to go as friends, or you still won't even present it like that.
I think if you say that to people, I think the girl would be cool, but I think she's going to be let down. And then some people feel, and everybody's different. Some people might be.
Of course she's going to be let down, especially if she has romantic feelings.
Yeah.
But you're letting him know up front, like, this isn't like a date kind of situation. This is not going to be a romantic trip.
But
and then maybe even offer to pitch in some money with it too, so then it could be more on a friendly basis.
There's all things you could do like that, but some people might also feel like, well, if he's coming, then maybe I still have a chance.
Yeah.
We're going to be away or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know the host there. I'm only based on what the email is. And I also, like I said, it's a long time away. 70 days is a long time away. It's like 75 days almost. I think the Super Bowl's what? February 13th this year?
February 11th?
The 11th?
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's November 1st. That's a long time to keep this going. I don't know. I probably wouldn't go because I would feel awkward.
Okay. How about for you, Jimmy?
Are they? I didn't get it in the beginning. Are they friends, colleagues?
It doesn't say, but I would assume that you got to be friendly, right? Like, unless I don't
That's the
know
thing,
at
it just is-
random that she would just be like, hey, do you want to go to the Super
This is-
Bowl?
yeah, it's somebody that I just happen to be acquaintance with, but
Yeah.
they are romantically interested in the guy. So that's a hard. I don't. It's weird.
So I like her just as a friend, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're friends,
Yeah.
right?
Well, they
but
gotta
she
be
wants
if
a
she's
little.
asking.
Yeah, but she wants a little bit more.
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, you can't really wait too long because, I mean, she's got to make plans. I
Yes.
mean, if you don't want to go, you don't want to string her along.
Mhm. Especially if she's got these tickets already.
Yeah, she got the tickets. She has the plans. She got to get a room. I'm assuming she has a room.
And February will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really will.
I don't even know how she could. I mean, you're not getting a room now, right? I mean, I'm sure
She probably
everything's-
has one, right? I would
Everything's
assume.
booked up, so she must have one. That means that you'd stay with her. So I don't know how you separate the romantic part of that. I'm sure she's going to take it that way. I would have to say that you would have to turn it down. But boy, man, got an opportunity to check off something on your bucket list. Maybe just say, the way Franny and you had mentioned it, that just, obviously you can't lead her on.
Mm-hmm.
And just make it sound like sure, we'll have a good time, friends. Somehow, how would you say that? I don't even know how to say that.
I would love to go to Super Bowl with you, but you would have to be honest and say it's. And right now in Vegas, it's a 5 days.
How does he know that she likes him
She might have told
romantically? I mean, that's the thing too.
She might have told him.
So
she told him. I mean, people have said that,
Yeah,
vice versa.
but-
Hey, you know what? I like you.
But
more
he
than her.
doesn't know that, right? I mean, how does he know that? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would turn it down. Brandy?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I think that's the best option.
Unless you say, like I said, can we revisit it in a month if that's not going to hold you up? And then maybe in a month you feel different. Maybe you like her. I don't know.
Yeah, but how do you say, well, she's like, well, why do you need a month? Because I don't like you. I like that.
I wanna see what
but
team is in.
I'm hoping in 4 weeks I might.
It doesn't sound like that he has any romantic
No.
interest with her, so there's no point. I mean, that's the reason why she's asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if somebody that you are going to put yourself in this uncomfortable situation, are you truly going to have that much fun if it's just the two of you the whole entire time?
Yeah, it's going to be odd. I mean, it's definitely a thing. I mean, you could always say to her, be a scumbity, say, if I don't go, can I buy the tickets and take somebody else?
Well, I mean, it's.
I said he's got to say no. It's too much. Unless he just, takes one for the team. Goes out there, has a good
Well,
time.
you can do that too, yeah.
I mean,
And lead her on.
Just suck it up, pretend like you like her, and then when you guys come back from Vegas, be like, peace out, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, next
crush
up.
your heart. It's always a possibility.
Peace out, bitch. I love it.
I just think it's a terrible idea.
Step all
I think
over
I think we all I think we think that he shouldn't go, right?
No.
There's
Yeah.
plenty of other Super Bowls. All right.
I don't know about Vegas.
And be back to Miami sometime.
There you go. Lisa's up next, and Lisa and her boyfriend.
Lisa wants to ask a guy to the Super Bowl.
How did you know? It's actually Lisa. So Lisa and her boyfriend are going skiing for New Year. Sounds wonderful. And his sister is going through a divorce, so he was like, "Can she come skiing with us?"
Okay.
He doesn't want her to be alone, and him and his sister are very close. Well, the issue with Lisa is she doesn't want her to come. She doesn't want the sister to come. She's like, we really don't get along. And she's like, on top of that, I don't want to hear about her problems during our vacation.
Oh, cat fight.
She was like, am I being selfish if I tell my boyfriend my feelings? P.S. I know it's important to Greek. Her boyfriend is paying for the whole trip, too. So, WWGD. What would Greek do?
Well, what's her name?
Lisa?
It does matter because if she was chipping in, I think she would have more say. If you say to him, I don't want your sister coming and I don't care about her problems, that's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing to say. I don't know. Because if he ever has to, because there are some guys, he might tell the sister, like, hey, you know what, I wanted to take you, but she doesn't want you to come. You know how bad that's going to be?
Mm-hmm.
They're not having Thanksgiving. I can tell you that right now. There's no way. It's if you like him and you care about him, you think you have a future with him, you go on the trip and let his sister come. It shows that he cares about somebody he loves, his sister, and he's compassionate. And she's not. I mean, that's for damn sure. But I don't. And if she's gonna tell him this, make sure she's naked. But I don't think that she could tell him. I think that would not make me happy if that was my sister and she was going through a divorce and I was like, hey, I don't want her to be alone and she, get her mind off things. And the girl I was dating was like, I don't care. That's her problem.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a great thing. Jimmy?
Take one for the team and put that ace right up your sleeve. Because you'll cause more problems now if you try to nix that. Let her come along. Get through it. Bite your tongue on that one.
Yeah.
Get through it.
I'm with you guys. I think you just suck it up. Enjoy the ski trip.
Yep.
If you got to listen to his sister's problems, just make sure you order a bottle of wine to go with it.
Yep. More case.
Yep. I think we're all on the same page. You can't tell her, no, you can't invite your sister.
No, that's bad.
No.
No, that's. I don't think there's any way you would even come across. Even if you said it and he was cool, it's always going to be on his mind. Like, you didn't want my sister. You're not compassionate at all. You don't even care. Like, oh, what? So you don't throw a problem. Not my
Sarah
problem.
B texted about the Super Bowl one. She was like, he should go, make it clear they're going as friends, and offer to pay for his own room. And that was something I didn't mention, the whole Clear's friends, but he ain't finding a room right now.
No, in Vegas,
That's what I'm saying.
It's standard. You have to get a room for 5 nights.
If there's rooms available.
Yeah, well, you might be able to go
At
outside.
that.
That's the thing. You're not finding a room.
No.
Yeah.
And you're going to be paying a pretty penny for that,
forget
too.
it. You'll be paying out your, you know what.
You might as well wait till the Super Bowl comes here and use that money to buy a ticket for the Super Bowl. So you don't have to go far. Yep.
Yeah, you're definitely paying for it.
All right.
Big time.
Well, best of luck to, of course, Lisa, Brian, and Nick. Thank you so much for trusting G-Man, of course, Jimmy, and myself, WWGD. If you ever want to email us, that's jimmy@realradio921.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for getting involved in the show. Jimmy, good job as always. Thanks for everything you do. My hat is off to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Francis. And thank you for listening.
Franny, great job as always. Thanks for trying to keep us cool today in this hot box that we have. You did many things with these make-believe air conditioning we got going on here. Moved it 17 times. Thank you so much for your hard work in the studio, on the blog line, text, and everything you do.
Well, thank you so very much for everything. G-Man, of course, Jimmy, thank you for everything that you do. And a big thank you to you. Thank you for tuning in to the Penthouse. And we want to reward you for tuning in because you definitely need one. And that's by giving you $1,000. We call it Red Zone Revenue. Still going on. We got a winner right here, Penthouse Real Radio this week. Let's get another one. You got another keyword coming in about 10 minutes from Rover from Rover's Morning Glory. So let's get another $1,000 winner.
Yeah.
G-Man, do you have any parting words?
Yes. I have some parting words today. Be thankful for what you have. And happy Halloween. You can still say it to somebody even though it's the day after. Yes, Francis?
Just one more thing as a reminder, because we may not be on right at 10 o'clock, but 10 o'clock tomorrow, make sure you are tuned in because there's going to be something you're going to be listening to that you're like, what? Yep, we have a cool new music premiere and their final song, recorded song from the Beatles happening at 10 o'clock. So make sure you're tuned in to Real Radio.
Peace.
Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Yeah, it might be fall, and some people are all about pumpkin spice and dead leaves.